What's up? What's going on? What is going on, good people? Let me double check a few things I should have checked already. Make sure the mics are still intact. Everything is in check. I had to take some things down and put some things back together, but we are in the building. We are in the building. Unless you got to take a side before you cover some of these topics. But the infamous goings on between just pearly things in, I would say, Black YouTube. Yeah, we all know the story. We all know the backstory. She had on Nick Fuentes some while ago. Nobody noticed. And then Jason Black tapped everybody and told everybody that the pasty white racist leader of the Black Manosphere is okay, I'm not even gonna go there. Jason Black tapped everybody and told everybody that this that told everybody what happened. And then people who apparently didn't watch her because they didn't know was like, oh, yeah, she did do that. Shame on everybody. Shame on all the black men. Shame on all the black men who ever supported her, even though nobody knew about the Nick Fuentes thing until Jason Black, tapped everybody on the shoulder and told us, like, okay, oh, that's the thing. Okay. But anyway, that's how it happened. That's how it went down. And here we are. Everybody reacted. Everybody went crazy. Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, somebody who did some recent collaborations with her leading up to all of the nonsense, he jumped off the bandwagon. He seemingly yielded to the woke mob and, parted ways with her. A number of people had a lot of things to say about her. Some of it was true. Some of it was just out of nowhere. But either way it goes, she finally gave what amounts to a formal, actual response. She finally gave an actual formal response. We're going to look at that. We're going to break that down. We're going to do a reaction video, even though she was in that video that I'm about to react to, dissing reaction videos, but she, dissing content creators that do reaction videos, but she herself, does, the whitest white girl reacts to Kevin Samuels. So she's played at that park as well. But anyway, we're gonna get into a number of things. I know I do completely objective breakdowns and break it down, call it down the middle, both sides, complete 100% objective. So let's get into this. Let's strap on in. Let's get ready to go. Let's get it.
Peace, folks. This is X from TPOT Media. Open your mind and wake your black ass up. You know what time it is. Hit that damn like button as you make your way in the door. Grab a seat, settle in, get ready. It's the Grown Man Hour with your host, my man, Bernard Riley.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? What's up? We are back. We are back in the building. We are back in the building. Shout out to each and every one of you. Shout out to each and every one of you, as usual, as per usual. Shout out to the early bird squad. Those that make it in bright and early. Drop a comment, hopefully a like, before we even get things started. Sending out a link right there. Still dotting I's, crossing T's. Y'all know I ain't never ready. Didn't even turn the monetization on for the video. Y'all know I ain't never ready. Don't even care if I get paid for it. I already said some stuff that'll get it demonetized, but oh well. We are getting into this thing. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate each and every one of you. As I said, shout out to the early bird squad. Those that make it in bright and early. SKC already off the top rope with an interesting comment. Said, watch how many people take the race angle rather than try to stay consistent to the facts. But hey, the community has to live in hypocrisy. I think I understand what you're talking about as far as staying consistent with the facts. I think I get it's a 40-minute video with a lot to unpack. So I was wondering what particular part of it that you're talking about, because he said some things that I was like, but then again, she said some things that made sense. But I'm going to do an objective breakdown and analysis. And yes, so I do want to know what specific parts of it you're talking about. But shout out to you, SKC. Shout out to the standard RLC in the building. Says, the pro blacks are going to hate this. Yeah, they will. But I mean, she didn't really go at them. It was more MTR, Abin Preach, O'Shea. She did a roundabout general going at of everybody who had something to say. But mostly it was Abin Preach, O'Shea, and especially MTR at the end. She really went in on MTR. And MTR is a consistent and solid, objective guy. But I don't even want to give away exactly what I think about the things she had to say about him, because that's like in the title. It said was just probably things right about MTR. Little skip to the end teaser trailer. Yes and no. There was some moments where I thought she was kind of trying to depict him in a way that doesn't line up with who he is, but at the same time, I think he did behave in a way that didn't line up with who he is, because he did yield to a woke mob, and I don't think that was consistent with his character. I don't think that was consistent to yield to a woke mob. But anyway, Van in the building says Pearly. I don't even know what that says. Let me make that bigger. Pearly equals feces. Interesting. Devin D in the building. Let me make all that bigger so I can see it better. All right, let me shout out a few more people before I get into it. Devin D in the building. We got Geronimo Red in the building. Hood Servitors in the building. He says, I didn't have to be this. It said it didn't have to be this way. Yeah, it didn't. He parted ways respectfully. Yeah, he did. But I understand why she felt disrespected. But he parted ways respectfully. But I did think it was a bit contrived and engineered by the mob. So there's that. But I do think that she was, even if she was accurate in some of the stuff that she said about MTR, I think she was coming off more pissed than what she should have been. But we'll get into that. RM in the building. Shout out to RM. Shout out to Dark Knight Mentality. Shout out to the Mac the Trucker. Shout out to Hose Man. Hood Servitor says Hose Man. Winthrop. Devin D. Almost got 100 people in here. Puka Fella Records. Wow. Puka Fella Records. That's a good one. The Mac in here says MTR didn't live up to the contract he signed. End of story. What contract he signed? What you talking about? She don't got him. He didn't sign. He never was a artist under Pearl Records. I don't know what you're talking about. He's an independent artist. I don't know what you're talking about. And SKC is hitting it on the head. MTR didn't have the guts to stand against the cult of black. It's hard to not look at it that way. As much as I respect MTR, As much as I respect MTR, he that's clearly what it was. Like you could see in mid live stream, he changed his tone once he saw the chat room. Like it was so he cared more about brand. All right, I'm about to get into it. Probably read one more. He says, "Yeah, I got to stop with the respectfully and honorable nonsense. This isn't the space for that." I know there are a lot of people of your ilk that basically wants the Black Manosphere to be essentially the beef sector. And there are people who have successfully turned it into that, or at least turned aspects of it into that. But no, some of us don't have to do that. Now, we're in a catch-22. Some of us don't have to do this and embrace the beef sector aspect of this thing, but we are in a catch-22 because covering stuff like this gets views. So we are in a catch-22. So basically the nigga shit won. It just all to it. There's no denying that. It was a time when I could do a stream on a topic. It didn't even have to be trending. It could just be a good idea, a topic, and I could do it and go live and 500 people. Right now, the only way I get 500 people if there's some potential blood in the water. It got to be some potential blood in the water to get 500 live viewers. The nigga shit has won. Oh, the Mac the Trucker, you calling that? I damn it. That was the first thing I was going to talk about. I got to pull up the video now. Because I had been saying that one, she ain't a part of the Black Manosphere. She don't know shit about she proved she didn't know shit about the Black Manosphere. She literally equated it to the pro-black sector. She said I gotta just pull up the video. She said the Black Manosphere is a very pro-black space. I'm like, if you listen to the words that was coming out of her mouth, basically in her mind, Jason Black is a part of the Black Manosphere. Like so, like I've been telling you, she ain't a part of this space. She's been on the outside, looking in on it. She got big independently, and then somebody, Jason Black, pinned her on us. At first, it was like a combination of George Macon and I think Amawali Africa got into it too. You know, I think they initially started trying to pin her on us. But yeah, all of that was contrived. All of that was very contrived. I'm messing up, y'all. I'm messing up. I'm all over the place. Give me a second. I'm trying to pull up the video. But no, she definitely was like, come on now. She thought, if she honestly think the Black Manosphere is the pro-black space, or if you think the Black Manosphere is very pro-black, then that means she don't know a whole lot about the Black Manosphere. All right, I got it ready to go right now. All right. The Mac the Trucker beat me to my punch. Let me back this up. I would say like BGS is as pro-black as the Black Manosphere gets. I would say BG, and even like the BGS, and if you want to put Dr. T. Johnson in there, they're pro-black with a huge asterisk. And what I mean by that is that they're pro-black male. They're definitely pro-black male. They're pro-black men and boys, black men and black boys. They're definitely pro that. But the pro-black aspect of it, okay, whoever is saying is kind of pro-blackish. Pro-black male. Like we know, like the pro-black is the black woman is God. People is the, you know, the bulk of the content is complaining about racism or calling out racism and white supremacy and this and that or blah blah blah. It's like there's a bit of that, you know. You go to like Roger Report, they're going to be talking about white supremacy. BGS will talk about it. You know, it'll be serious talks about, you know, racism and everything. But as far as the full and total coup de grace of the full total pro-black angle, like, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it. Trey Mack, who the hell are you? Somebody named Trey Mack in the chat room says, y'all defend logic, though. Oh, wait, hold on. Y'all defend black over logic, though. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. The Black Manosphere gets called coons more than any other space of black men because we stand on logic in the face of blackness all the time. Literally all the time. A black man could get killed on candid camera. We're going to give an objective breakdown and analysis and be like, look, he was doing this, that, this, and the other thing, and that was a result of this, that, this, and the other thing, and that's how that happened. This part of it was wrong, but that was the only part of it that was wrong. You know, we will break it down. We will break it down, and we will face that. We stand in the face of the mob. Everybody coming for us, like you. Like the degree in which, like, let me put this comment on the screen. Like you can't in good faith actually believe that statement. If you do, you don't watch us. If you do, you don't watch my channel. If you actually believe that statement, it is no way you could say with a straight face that you actually watch my channel. Not a chance. That's literally what pro-blacks do. That's literally what they do. They don't care what the situation is. They're going to see who's in the hot seat, who's the perpetrator, who's the victim, what's their skin color. Put it like this: if you give them a scenario but don't give them the race of anybody and ask them what they think, and then you give them that same scenario and then apply race, then apply skin color, I guarantee they're gonna fall on the side of race every time. I try to fall on the side of logic every single time. And my hope is that black people would move more logically so I can be on the side of blackness. But black has to stand next to logic in order to get me to stand next to it. Hood says, Bernard, you have the most right-leaning channel in the space. Well, do you consider your channel in the space? Do you consider Nate channel? As far as bigger channels, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, all right, now y'all got me all too far in the chat. Bernard is fair and will always look at both sides of the story. Tony Robinson says, Bernard and y'all will give up logic to the libs. Stop the cap. All right. I'm getting trolled at this point. JC the Conqueror, you saying Trey was banned? I'm getting trolled. What do you mean Trey was banned? What are you talking about? All right, I got to get on with my content. Y'all getting stupid in the chat. Let me get to the super chats. How about that? How about I get to the super chats? How about that? Because y'all tripping in the chat room. Freeman's Journal in the building says these people know not what they have wrought. Black people will regret succeeding at getting white people to think about race like black people. Ooh. See, statements like that come out of this space. So ain't no way that you could even try to say that we, suspend logic and just on some pro-black rah 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 shit. Like, I think, man, Freeman's Journal, that's a good comment. Because what black people have truly done is when they break everything down and make every little thing about race, now you got white people starting to break everything down and look at every little thing about race. And then it turns into a situation where if you get white people act finally, I mean, not finally, but if you get them across the board consistently acting pro-white, I'm talking in their hiring practices. Look at the lack of black businesses. If black people get truly pro-white in their hiring practices, I know some people already think they are, but no, like it's put it like this: if white people truly thought like black people, the amount of shit that they could do, it would just be unfathomable. But I do think it is the case that black people making everything about race. I just did a short about a chick literally saying, go into Macy's or Target or whatever. If you want something out of there, go ahead and steal it. Go ahead and loot it. And that's reparations. Like, if they in their mind start thinking on some collective, we ain't going for this type of, like, I mean, like it will get stupid out here. It will get stupid out here. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Bring up next super chat. We off topic, so I got to get into it. Thanks for all you do, Mr. Bernard Riley. Is much appreciated. Coming from London, England. Thank you very much for the super chat. Do appreciate that.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
He said, why do y'all ignore the Proud Boys? Are the Proud Boys still a thing? Haven't seen them make the rounds in the news in a little bit. Are they still a thing? He's saying, why do y'all ignore the Proud Boys? Why do y'all ignore the Proud Boys and other groups like that? All right. I'm going to get on to my topic. JC the Conqueror in the building with the $5 super chat. Do appreciate that. No, only you shaking in your boots trying to find racism and white supremacy under every rock are the ones who are scared of the Proud Boys. The Proud Boys are just that. They some goddamn boys. What they got nothing on me or nothing over me. They have no power. They just some people talking. What power do they have? Y'all give them power because they're white. And you give them that power because you think white people are superior to you. I don't have an inferiority complex, so that's why I'm not worried about a group calling themselves the Proud Boys. No more than I'm worried about a group somewhere calling themselves the Proud Niggas. None of that shit matters to me when you a goddamn man, you running a business, you building your own shit, you standing on your own 2 feet. None of that matters to you. All right, I gotta start the show. I gotta start the show.
This is madness. This is Sparta.
All right, I gotta start the show. We gotta get into it. Okay, yeah, he trolling. He said they own you. Okay. All right, yeah, start. All right, time out the troll so I can get into the show. They being distracting. Just time them out. Don't block nobody. Just time them out. Time them out. So I can get things going. All right.
I decided to apologize. And see, would the people be happy?
I don't want to talk to this bitch. Why I put her in the prime?
You know what I did? I decided to apologize. I decided to apologize and see, would the people be happy?
I don't want to talk to this bitch.
Okay, just out the gate, if you say I decided to apologize just to see if the people will be happy, you basically just saying, yeah, my apology was disingenuous, which I honestly thought it was, because I didn't think it was that necessary, because like I said, the mere fact that, one, she didn't lose a single solitary subscriber, that met the people who was criticizing her, the people that was mad at her wouldn't even subscribe to her. So it wasn't even like she said something that would offend her subscribers. Like, it was like, like I said, she has a general YouTube audience. Whenever you grow from shorts, you have a general YouTube audience. So no, the apology was completely unnecessary. The apology was completely unnecessary. If you got a threat of losing subscribers, like, put it like this: people forced the idea, the notion, the concept that her audience was the Black Manosphere wholly and completely, or Black YouTube solely and completely. That the general Black YouTube audience was her audience, and so and everybody watching her, and why y'all over there watching her? And then she said this racist thing that nobody knew about because nobody was fucking watching her. And then all of a sudden she apologizing to people who wasn't really paying that much attention to her and didn't notice and didn't care. It was a stupid contrived thing pulled out of Jason Black's ass. But all right, let's get into it.
That's why I put her in the primaries. You go in the general.
And by the way, this sets the tone for just pearly games. She spends this entire time acting like a dumb ditzy blonde.
Do I think she's a grifter?
trying to
Absolutely.
pretend that she
Yes, I
doesn't
do. I don't
know
think she believes half the stuff that she says that
about
comes out of her
anything.
mouth. Her friends, her
But
family,
about
everything
being
comes out of her
biased
stuff that
white
she's certain
and
she's
stand
doing
up
that
to
she's
yourself
asking
and make it clear
more
why
importantly,
she's
I don't know,
white.
this is a switch up
White.
that done over the last 2
Time
years. And it's
pretending
fascinating to
she
see the
doesn't
kind
know
of
anything about
ideas
because
and
black whiteness is raised in
Okay, this is getting real annoying, by the way, the way they're setting up. But I mean, good intro to a video. Good intro.
It's time for us to do it so we clearly understand. She starts out
We talk about her blonde hair, and we talk about her.
And this is why, guys, never apologize to the mob, because they don't want your apology. They don't care about you, and they just want to see if they can control you. What up, guys? Welcome to the Just Pearly Things YouTube channel.
Accurate statement. Accurate statement. Sweet Melody Speaks. You just came out the clouds to time somebody out? What the hell? Like, you? She ain't been in the chat at all. She just came out the clouds with a timeout. Damn, say hi. Shit, you just came from the clouds off the top rope with a timeout. But no, that was a good intro with some good editing. If SKC said it was some good editing, it's some good editing. But yeah, that was a good editing intro. It was. It was. All right, let's get into it.
Channel, and welcome to Selective Outrage. So today I'm going to be talking about how the internet gets selectively outraged. So if you guys are familiar with the Fresh and Fit and Abba and Preach videos, Myron, maybe like a year ago now, he had a video.
That wasn't no mistake, Melody. You timed out the exact person who was misbehaving. That wasn't no random mistake. I'm messing with you. I'm messing. It's all good.
Go viral, and I mean stupid viral, of him insulting Preach's wife. Ab and Preach are another YouTube channel, and they do reaction videos.
This Preach is married, prior to a fucking beluga somewhere, and you're just talking shit.
At first glance,
that was that video where Myron was looked at the camera talking to Ab and Preach and was like, "We are better than you niggas." That shit was funny. I got to get that clip. He had a full vein and forehead. We are better than you niggas.
You might think that Myron is crazy. I mean, why is this man insulting Preach's wife? And when they do the reaction videos, they really don't tell the full story. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Is a lot of times what you see with these reaction channels is they take a clip of a full conversation. And a lot of reaction channels are looking for clips to take you out of context and not give the full story, and they are lying to you. Now let's talk about Fresh and Fit. So Abba and Preach went on Fresh and Fit's podcast, and I think as a podcast host, when you have other YouTubers and you try to treat them cordially, you bring them into your studio, you introduce them to your staff, you usually a lot of times you might be hanging out before, hanging out after, and you feel like you're at least friendly, like friends with these people. And what happened was a couple weeks later, Abba and Preach did a hit piece on Myron. And the way they did it was kind of sneaky. Like they said that, we were just attacking ideas, paying for box.
And then went on dates, then found out she's on the sugar baby site. Then when it comes out that she's on Seeking Arrangements, then he actually makes a live stream where he's like, no, we met on Seeking. Like everything is smoke and mirrors, right? Which is fine. At the end of the day, if you want to sell an image and you got to lie to do it, do it.
Like which ones that they should use or whatever.
All right, now here's the deal with that. Here's the deal with that. Abba and Preach, they do react to everything, so everything is in bounds to kind of do so. But I do think it is kind of a punk ass move that the thing that you're reacting to is the stuff that happened while you was there. It's like you said what you said on their show while you was there. It wasn't really that big of a deal to do a reaction to it, to try to, I thought that wasn't cool. There are things that are in bounds, and like, look, somebody fly you out. I'm assuming that they paid for the ticket for Abba to come out there. I'm assuming they paid for the ticket. I'm assuming they paid for some hotel rooms. Maybe either way it go, it's a certain amount of business and professional courtesy to where if you do that amount of breaking bread with somebody, then yeah, reaction video clowning them, that was a flag on the play for me. That was a flag on the play for me.
At the end of the day, if you want to sell an image and you got to lie to do it, do it.
But I do think that Abba and Preach were right on they were right on some of the merits of what they were saying when they was talking about the whole, guys, paying for the box or whatever, because yeah.
Like which ones that they should use or whatever. So like these are the ones you guys got to be using, all right? You got to be using Tinder, you got to be using Bumble, you got.
All right, I'm gonna skip ahead on some parts.
That you just need to.
But he does it.
They were like passive aggressively insulting the man, and men just don't respond well to that. Like you bring someone into your studio, you treat them well, then they leave and do a whole hit piece on you saying that you're capping, say you don't get girls like that. Like I think anyone normal can see how that's disrespectful.
What did I say? All the videos, hold on, they put together, make that bigger so y'all can see it. Let me make that bigger because y'all can see it. I actually didn't even notice this. It says all the videos Abba and Preach did on Fresh and Fit after being on their podcast. Wow, that's a lot. That's a whole hell of a lot. Now, they did have a full-blown back and forth beef, but even after the beef was over, Abba and Preach did come back to drink at that well plenty of times. Excuse me. Abba and Preach, they did do a bit of not just going in on Abba and Preach, but going in on the just Red Pill and Manosphere in general, I think, and use them as a backdrop to do it. So I do think that is true about Abba and Preach, but let's go.
This is the problem that we get into. It's that nobody cares about what's true because, 10 million people saw Myron freaking out, but nobody saw his explanation in a stream that gets 150,000 views. And that's the problem with the culture today is you can paint an entire narrative about somebody and it not be true. It wasn't like Myron insulted his wife out of thin air. Myron felt disrespected. And, I don't agree with
All right, now I disagree with the way she's making an excuse for him coming at the man's wife. Because one, the chick, based off all the evidence they showed, wasn't even his wife. So you just pinned the chick on him and said it was his wife and was just calling some comedian chick that had nothing to do with it, calling her a fat beluga whale. I mean, that was some, that was some nonsense. That was some, or was it Donovan Sharp that released that picture? Either way it go, they called the man, the wife, fat. Sight unseen. You can't make an excuse for that. You can't make an excuse for that. So put it like this. If somebody is trying to operate from a standpoint of what's the morally right thing to do, what's the morally good thing to do, they can speak from that perspective. somebody with completely clean hands can kind of speak from that perspective. But with Abba and Preach and what they did, like Abba and Preach, what they did was wrong. With Fresh and Fit clapback, I mean, Myron's clapback was over the top. It was a lot of over the top shit going on, over the top going after his wife. Then Abba and Preach still doing videos about the stuff, and you know they basically went on a whole campaign to try to damn near bring them down. Like the stuff was ridiculous. It was overboard. You can't really truly pick a side in it because it was fuckery on many sides. But Abba and Preach did cast the first stone. That's the only thing I'll say. But going after the man's wife, that was stupid. It's like no, so it's like no good arguments could be made to say, oh, this person was right, that person was wrong, this person was wrong, that person was right. It's like it's not really nothing you could exactly do with that, you know. But the person who went after the wife is like that's when it got stupid. That's when it got stupid to me.
Insulting someone's wife, I think that's quite rude. You know, personally, with the internet, for the most part, I've learned to just ignore stuff. But at a certain point, you want to defend yourself. And a lot of times, what these reaction channels do is they take clip. They paint a narrative and they don't tell the full story. And a lot of times, these reaction channels haven't even done the research to make a full conclusion on the story. My point to the audience is that this is dishonest. They are lying to you and they don't care about the truth. They care about clicks and views. So the last couple of days, oh my gosh, it has been so stressful. So I had a hit piece go out on me from, you know, the quote unquote, the Black Manosphere. And the Black Manosphere is a very pro-Black part of YouTube. And I can't acknowledge that. I would say, you know, some of the Black Manosphere is part of my audience. And what happened this week?
The Black Manosphere is a pro-Black part of YouTube. Now, I remember when I did that stream, I was reacting to Sarah Garvey, and I was in the title of it. I believe the title of it was Sarah Garvey don't know bleep about the Black Manosphere. Now she's proven that she don't know shit about it either. She's proven she don't know shit about it either. If she's associating it with the pro-Black sector, she's looking at the Black Manosphere how a lot of people look at it, where they just think that it's like a general nickname for just a Black sector on YouTube where Black men talk. That way everybody's in. And that way, when you want to criticize somebody or criticize a group, you just say the Black Manosphere, just like Sarah Garvey ignorantly thought that the whole doxing, beefing sector where Black people are doing that, and some of them are men, they thought that that was the Black Manosphere. It's like so what I'm saying is she has the same outside looking in view of the Black Manosphere that everybody else does. So that strengthens my argument, my point that I was making from the start, that she's not a part of this space. She grew up independently of this space, didn't know a whole lot about this space, and got through on this space a la carte, just out of nowhere, because, you know, some pro-Blacks with an attempt, the pro-Blacks who she just associated with the space, and their attempt to try to smear some dirt on this space, tried to say that this Black Manosphere is following this, anointing this white woman as their leader, just to try to kick dirt on Black men. That's all that happened. That's all that happened. That's what happened after she had the little run-in with Hafiz. That's what happened after Jason Black tapped everybody and told us about the Nick Fuentes interview. Like that, you know, after it was already there for 30 months. Like, that's what happened. That's how it always happens. That's how it always happened. She wasn't connected to the space like that, and just showed that she don't know a whole lot about it. She don't know a whole lot about it. All right. Pull up the super chats that I haven't got to. Pull up super chats that I haven't got to. Pull up the super chats that I don't. Let me see. I'll start. Okay, go ahead. Pull up the one that you just had up. All right, cool. All right. JC the Conqueror in the building. He says, love that new clip. Yeah, that's the chick talking about looting is looting is a form of reparations. Yeah. Yeah, that was
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
all right. Abba and Preach are snakes, and I don't know why some people in this sphere kiss their boots. O'Shea MTR like Abba, I think that's Abba and Preach won't stab them in their back. Okay, this is what I'll say. I don't even know if I go as far as call them snakes. I mean, that's a strong word, but this is what I will say about people in this space when it comes to Abba and Preach. If Abba and Preach do a video where they're piling on somebody with the red pill or manosphere, I wouldn't get behind them and do a follow-up reaction video piling on that guy as well, because all they're doing is using their big platform to basically smear manosphere and red pill, and that train that bus is going to stop at your house eventually. So I think that you're not being wise if you pile in with them. It was times when it was something that everybody already knew. Everybody already knew everything that was going on. Every chink in Donovan Sharp's armor, everybody already knew it. Abba and Preach out of nowhere on their damn near 2 million sub platform decided they're gonna take a crap on Donovan Sharp. He probably started it though, but they decided they're gonna take a crap on Donovan Sharp. Now all of a sudden, people in the manosphere who's known everything about what was going on with Donovan Sharp for years decided, okay, now I'm about to do a reaction video to it. Don't dog pile. Don't join in with the dog pile with Abba and Preach. That's a bad move for the space. But I still be probably ignorantly speaking from a place of a code, some form of honor. Like, we shouldn't behave like that. But again, like I said earlier, the nigga shit has won. The nigga shit has won because it's like the nigga shit is what people want to see, is what they react to more. And I'm not even talking about you doing an actual topic and it's, controversial, and you being, you're being dramatic or, passionate or entertaining in that. And then, it turns into an argument, and then two people have a good passionate debate. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the just going at somebody content. I'm talking about that content where people just going at somebody just to be going at them. It's like, yeah, that's one. That has won. It used to be topics, and people discuss topics, and people debate topics. And if the debate gets intense, then it gets intense. That's in bounds amongst men. But this going online just to who I'm about to ride on, who I'm about to do a hit piece on today, like that stuff, like that's when, some people who want the space to go that direction, and I don't like to see that. But again, I'm still talking like how it was in 2020 and 2021. It was like how I described, where it was topics, it was subjects. We went back and forth. We debated. It got passionate. A small splash of beef may happen, just two people getting to too intense of a debate. But, but everything was all good. Now it's just come out the gate with nigga shit. And that's where things are. That's where things just falling apart with just the space, with the audience. That's what the audience want. And it's like, the actual content is being lost, but that's that. But thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Do appreciate that. Pull up the next one. If it was another one, pull up the next one. Then we're going to get back into it. Why every critic video that is not in someone's favor is considered as a hit piece or a hate piece or hating. I thought that you were about to say. There is a difference. By hit piece, it has to be somewhat dishonest to be considered a hit piece. It has to be somewhat honest and misleading to be a hit piece. In order for something, and I was going to do a stream, and I still may do a stream called The Difference Between Hating and Criticism. To hate is to do an illogical, irrational, and even obsessive amount of critique of someone. Now, you can do an obsessive amount of critique and be accurate. And I don't know if that's not necessarily hating, but if your critique is irrational, if it's irrational and obsessive, then I think that you're hating. Or if it's just an irrational critique. An irrational critique you're hating, or an irrational and or obsessive critique, or irrational and obsessive. Yeah, that's where I put it in the realm of hating. That's where I put it in the realm of hating. Because nothing wrong with critiquing something. We all critique stuff. It's hard to have a indifferent YouTube channel where you don't critique shit that you see that you disagree with. It's practically impossible to do that. So there's always going to be critiquing going on. Like that legit ain't going nowhere. But what points are you making? Is it rational? Does it make sense? Is it logical points? If you're doing an irrational, illogical, and obsessive critique of someone, then you're probably hating. You're probably hating. But thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Shout out to Osama Abdu. Bring that one back up. That Osama Abdu super chat. It's actually right there. I can catch that one. I got it. Shout out to Osama Abdu. He says, salute BI for always repping the Black Manosphere 100. Yeah, because I mean, I do feel like it would be just disingenuous to just cast it to the side completely. It would be disingenuous. I do want there to be a space where, you know, a de facto headquarters where Black men, you know, talk and get out, you know, ideas. I do want that to be a space, but it's seeing as the ideas that came out of the belly of the beast of the Black Manosphere have got spread so far and wide to where now they're all over the internet. Then it's like, what is the space? And then all the people who are speaking all the ideas, whether they were in it previously in it, a lot of them are shitting on it. And then now everybody else is shitting on it. So it's almost like, you know, the whole concept of Black Manosphere is dead. It actually do seem like that. So, but I'm not going to be disingenuous because I know the existence of this space is where I came. My channel was started in the heart of this algorithm, and it'd be some dishonorable shit to just start shitting on it for just because. But no, shout out to you. Appreciate that.
These last $2, I'm not gonna lose.
Charles Merchant in the building with the pull up that Charles Merchant super chat. All right. The pro-blacks use subversive accusations to elicit mirroring from its allies that hide in the Black Manosphere. Ooh. Okay. All right. You on to something. You're talking about allies of other sectors hiding in the Black Manosphere. You on to something with that one. This mirroring exposes content creators like MTR, which are easily influenced. I don't think he's some undercover pro-black. I think he yielded to the black woke mob. I think that's what happened.
What do we get for $10? Everything you want.
Tony Robinson, to your question that you're asking in the chat. Let's see. To the question that you're asking in the chat, my definition is my definition. My definition is my definition. All right. Let's get back into it.
Was they pulled a clips from an interview I had with Nick Fuentes. Now, a lot of these men have been making hit pieces on me for months. For months, they have been saying, oh, you shouldn't listen to this girl. This is your new leader. She's this. Yeah, they would just make up all this stuff. So they have just been waiting for me to slip up and say something that they can construe as, because I'm a woman, you can't pull me as sexist. So, you know, personally, I follow things that interest me. I always just do what I'm interested in. And I heard about this guy named Nick Fuentes, who is a far-right extremist. He has been banned on everything, even his bank account. I invited him on. He offered to fly himself here. Now, during this interview, we touched on the topic of slavery. And what these reactors did is they were trying to make me look this by pulling clips I said out of context. Now, I mentioned in this interview that all of these thoughts were from Thomas Sowell. I read Sowell, so he talks about, oh God, this is going to get me in trouble, how slavery was a global institution, and the word slave actually came from Slavic, which is white.
Wherever a separate people were enslaved, they were disdained or despised, whether they were different by country, religion, caste, race, or tribe. The Europeans who were enslaved in North Africa were despised and abused because they were Christians in a Muslim region of the world, where they were called Christian dogs. Race became the most visible difference between slaves and slave owners in the Western Hemisphere. As distinguished historian Daniel J. Borston put it, now for the first time in Western history, the status of slave coincided with a difference of race. To make racism the driving force behind slavery is to make a historically recent factor the cause of an institution which originated thousands of years earlier. This enshrinement of racism as an overarching causal factor accords far more with current instrumental agendas than with history.
A guy that's written like 80 books on this topic. And now you can agree.
Now, it's worth pointing out, and listen, and to the person who say that we don't side with logic, we just side with black over here. That's some bullshit, because over here we have no problems talking about that kind of stuff. And we've had those conversations. we've you know, we've took some unpopular opinions on that Kanye West's slavery was slavery was a choice type of stuff. We've had those conversations. Now, black people talk about that kind of stuff all the time, and it'd be some heated debates amongst black people. Thing is, we don't want to hear white people talking about it. That's just a brute factor reality. When white people talk about it, black people get triggered. I don't get triggered by white people talking about it, because white people don't trigger me like that, because I don't look at white people. I don't look at white civilians like they got some type of power over me. They just people. They just like, fuck them. You know, I don't care. They don't, you know. So, but the person, I think the black person who has the inferiority complex when it comes to white people, they hear white people talking about anything that got something to do with black people, and even if they're given a historically accurate, you know, breakdown, that you could find a black person like Thomas Sowell stating the same thing, there are some black people who are going to be triggered by it. And nigga, this is YouTube, so it is what it is. Black people got mad. Black people got mad with them having that conversation. It's just all to it. That's just all to it. And you know, I don't get triggered by it, but that's what happens.
With Thomas Sowell, you can disagree with Thomas Sowell, and you can even say maybe I didn't use the correct words, but that doesn't make me a racist person. But the problem is all of these reactors are just sitting there waiting for you to slip up and to paint a narrative about you. And that's what I've seen people do to Fresh and Fit for the past 3 years. My whole point is that these reaction channels are just sitting there looking for you to say the wrong thing. They're looking for you to slip up, and they're not going to things in good faith. And the other issue you get with content creators, especially reaction channels, is they turn on you at a dime. And that
okay, now this is what I said earlier. She's trying to chuck a little too much shit on reaction channels. Like you've been in that business and still lightweight in that business. You still react to stuff. You still do reaction videos. And see, here's my thing. Like when she started out, and I didn't even know this at first, but it was the whole, you know, the whitest white girl reacts to Outkast lyrics, or the whitest white girl reacts to Biggie Smalls lyrics, or something like that. The whitest white girl reacts to Kevin Samuels. The whitest white girl reacts to Abin Preach. She was doing content like that. She was all reactions all the time before she, you know, saw what Fresh and Fit was doing, and then reacted. You know, reacted in terms of recreating the same show. So it's like, don't shit on the reaction videos. You've drunk at that well. So it's like, now some people can do reactions and be disingenuous, and she's gonna try to take a crap on MTR. And MTR is normally the most objective, genuine person there is when it comes to doing his reaction videos. But then there are people who do reactions with their agendas out front. There are people that do reactions and they clip it, or they'll push pause and then, you know, give a lot of color commentary and try to reset the context of what you're saying, and then play the end of the paragraph And then now people listening to the last sentence, the next sentence you say in the context of the color commentary that you laid out, where you kind of took some creative liberties. A lot of people do that. I try hard to make sure I'm not doing that. I try hard to make sure I'm not doing that. I try to be as objective as possible. But there are issues. There are issues with some people in the way that they do reactions. So I understand what she's saying, but don't just shit on the whole enterprise, because she still reacts to stuff. And she got her initial start reacting to stuff. So it's not just the reaction videos. It's not just the reaction content. It's the certain individuals that do certain things when they're reacting.
And that's what Abba and Preach did to Fresh and Fit. They're hanging out in the studio, and the next week they're saying, "Oh, you're capping, you're capping."
And you're right, Cashflow Hustles. Yeah, it's a white boy following the Fresh and Fit model. It's a lot of people following the Fresh and Fit model. Lots of people. Lots of people. Lots of people.
You're capping. And, you know, Abba and Preach proceed to make like 20 videos on them, and Fresh and Fit didn't say anything. Now, guys, you know, anyone, I don't even think I've worked with Fresh and Fit in like 2 years. I'm not even saying this to defend them, but I just see what the reaction channels are doing. It's like a system. And they want to paint content creators a certain way. They want to make Sneeko look stupid. They want Fresh and Fit to look sexist and racist. And now,
for what it's worth, there were some videos somebody pulled up of Sneeko from, I don't know, it probably was 2 years ago, when he was saying some stuff that was very, very much not red pill. It's like he went through a metamorphosis. I didn't know about that. I just found out about all that. But anyway, so yeah, people do pull clips. People do pull clips.
oh, they've come for me.
In fact, that was Abba and Preach, I think, who pulled those clips. I think that was Abba and Preach who pulled those clips.
Want me to look. And there was a guy named Rolo Tomasi, and Rolo Tomasi was a guy in the red pill space. And
now, what the hell does she mean? There was a guy named Rolo Tomasi. Like, did he die? Like, what? What does she mean? There was a guy named Rolo Tomasi who was in the red pill space. Why she talking about Rolo Tomasi in the past tense? Like, that's interesting.
One point, I really wanted him to mentor me, but he said, it's not personal, but I can't associate with your brand. And I didn't really understand what he meant at the time. But what these reaction channels will do is, if you have a controversial person on your platform, they will start to insinuate that you believe what they believe. And they'll look for a video of you saying, yes, you joking with that person, you just being polite to that person.
Like, that's where she like, sort of, like, okay, that's what she threw. That was a strong sneak diss. That was a strong sneak diss. I heard that when the first time I watched this, I heard that, and I was like, what? That was weird that she said there was a guy named Rolo Tomasi who was in the red pill space. It's like she's I wanted him to mentor me, but it's like he's little Rolo over there in the corner now. Don't mind him. It's like that's like a way of, she had to tell the story for context, but she didn't want to promote him. So there was some guy. If she would have just said, because Rolo Tomasi, because Rolo Tomasi, who I previously wanted to mentor me, and he didn't want his, he didn't want to be associated with my brand. It's like she would have talked about him in the present tense, like he's still big Rolo, somebody that I look up to for a mentor. It's like, so there, that was a cheap shot, because Rolo have dissed her. Some of it I thought was kind of unfair. Like, he's like, why is he taking Brittany Renner serious? You know, he made a video talking about that. And I'm like, your boys Fresh and Fit took her serious too. They debated her all the same. What you talking about? So it's like, so it is a weird thing. She did sneak this the hell out of him while telling that story. But I mean, you know, Rolo been dissing the shit out of her too. So he was there once was a guy named Rolo. That's some funny shit.
And paint a narrative about you being racist, about you being sexist, about you being homophobic, whatever narrative they want to push. With Rolo, I didn't understand what he meant at the time, but now I do. The issue is, if you associate with certain people, and me coming into the space, I'm like, I'll talk to anyone. What's the big deal? I mean, I bring in randoms to my studio every night. Like, who cares? But the issue you get into is the reaction channels they're like vultures. Well, they'll come in and try to make you look a certain way and try to make you paint a certain way, be painted a certain way for clicks and views, even if they know damn well you're not that way. Back to Nick Fuentes. I did a
that making it okay, just like some people when they have a set of enemies, they try to just call them Black Manosphere. She's right now calling her set of enemies reaction channels. So now whenever somebody sees anybody doing reaction channels, they're going to put a negative context on it. She's no longer doing reaction channels, at least not as much. So she's not a reaction channel. But reaction channel's bad. It's like, no, call out your direct people that you have a direct problem with. Don't just paint reaction channels with a broad brush, because you got on off of that. Your first big video, as she says, was that Jordan Peterson, the reaction to Jordan Peterson. So, I mean, so let's not, it's like, don't do that. That's where I'm at with that. Trying to take a crap on just reaction channels in general. And David Olerking, don't try to bend over backwards. You just got timed out. Don't try to bend over backwards to pin a narrative on me. I've been trying to say that I'm jealous of just pearly things. Like when people try to float out obviously untrue shit in the chat room, it's like you get timed out. You're doing nothing but trying to just pin a narrative. You're trying to pin a narrative from the chat room, that a narrative that you know is some bullshit. Because I've said more favorable things of her than critical things of her. Now I've been objective, and when she says something that's kind of some bullshit, yeah, I call it. But I've been more objective, and more my objectivity has had me, more if I had to, I've had to pull out a pie chart of things where I agreed, things versus things that I criticized. I think I've agreed more than what I've criticized. So for that,
This is madness! This is Sparta!
had to time you out. Had to time you out. Oh my goodness! Everybody want to get in there. Y'all was just caping for her a couple weeks ago. I was given the same. Who the fuck is y'all? And I was given the same the same objective analysis where I criticized some things and agreed with some things. I was given the same. I've been consistent as they come when it comes to that. I don't take sides based off who's in the hot seat. I take sides based off the merits of the points that one is making. So for that, my friend, you get the...
This is madness! This is Sparta!
All right. Back at it.
Podcast with this man named Nick Fuentes. And Nick Fuentes, again, far extremist. He doesn't believe in race mixing, doesn't believe in that, thinks the was over exaggerated. And we're talking about the idea of people using an atrocity to control you. And if you listen to it 20 minutes around where we started talking about slavery, you will see the context. But the reaction channels either don't want to see the context, or they're too lazy because they're afraid of their audience. Because if they watch the full video, but most of their audience has seen the 1 minute clip, they can't go against their audience. That's the problem. Now we get to a point
that was accurate. That now it gets into the part. She didn't go full in on MTR right there, but that's basically what happened with MTR. His audience didn't see the full video. He didn't see the full video, but his audience thought that the clips that they saw was bad, so he went with his audience. That much did happen. That's the only criticism. That's the only slight criticism that MTR will get with this. That's the only slight criticism that MTR will get with this. I rock with MTR. He's a very, very, very logical dude, excellent YouTuber, successful through and through. He did yield to the woke mob. Like you can see it live on the air. But all right. And I want to say that I think she's going to say it later, but I got to say this now. That statement that was made about slavery, how they tried to make it They try to make the atrocities or whatever they went through, or groups of people can make whatever they went through. They make it, more horrible than what it really was, or they make it seem more horrible. Those are her words. It's horrible. They try to make it seem more horrible so they can use it to control you. That's literally what everybody is doing. Like that statement, that quote that I believe she said she got it from Thomas Sowell. Either way it go, the way that everybody the way that Black people consistently react to stuff online, the way that they consistently react to stuff online, they do use it as a method of control. GC, you don't. What don't you agree with when you say you don't agree with me on this one? I'm not saying like I got to be like Pearly. I'm not saying it's not horrible. No, I'm saying people use the horrificness of it and blow it up and amplify it even more, and they try to use that to control people today. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Where it doesn't even matter what's true or what's false. It literally.
Oh, about MTR yielding to the woke mob. Hey, I was watching him on the air and he was doing an analysis, and when the chat rooms kept disagreeing with him and coming at him, and they had their pitchforks and tiki torches in the chat room, he changed his tune live on the air. And then he did a follow-up video where he, repudiated her or disavowed or disattached from her.
It doesn't matter because, the reaction channels can make 1 million view video about me. Or
yeah, like Jackie's saying, he was protecting his brand. I do respect that. There are certain lines that I would draw, and I get it if just Pearly things ain't the hill you want to die on. I wouldn't die on her hill, so I get it. I get it if that ain't the hill you want to die on, because this channel is not about race. So it did look like he said, okay, I got to play the race game for one day and then move on. It seemed like that's what happened. It seemed like that's what happened.
Or make a 10 million view TikTok about me, even if they know that that's not true. And how often do the reaction channels come back and say, you know what, we effed up, you know what, we painted a false narrative, you know what? And they never do, because what incentive do they have to do that? Because then their audience wouldn't trust them. One thing they said that
I come back all the time. Well, not all the time, because I don't think I mess up that much. But when I do mess up, I do come back, look right in the camera, and say that, yeah, I messed up. I spoke on something I didn't know nothing about. And I did. She was one of the ones that I had to do that with, because I was, dismissive of the little Me Too situation, the video that she made. I'm pretty sure it's taken down now. But when I finally went and dug it up and listened to it, it was very shaky. That was very shaky. So I had to look in the camera and say, no, I finally went and watched the video. I was wrong. But so yeah, I will tell my audience I'm wrong all the time. And a lot of my audience are, Pearly things friendly, but I had to go ahead and call it on that one. If you watch that video, there's no way to watch that video. It's impossible to find an actual unedited clip. You got to find clips with people commentary, and that's annoying as hell, because they doing more. They doing less of an expose on her and more of a hit piece on the Black Manosphere, because people don't just criticize the person. They say, okay, how can I attach this person to the Black Manosphere so I can use this as a tool to criticize Black men? It's goofy as hell. But if you actually find that clip, it's bad, and it's no defending the. I mean, you still can walk away from it saying, hey, we don't know what happened with that, but at the same time, you could just hear the inconsistencies in the stories, and it would just sound like a bunch of bullshit.
That I said was that I was comparing Black Americans to African Americans. Now, one, I didn't even know about this animosity towards the two, but I was simply just commenting how much I love my employees, how hard they work, how great they are. And these reaction channels were trying to say that I was trying to put down someone else. Non-Western people come in with a hunger that a lot of times, you know, Westerners were spoiled. And I never mentioned race, but these people are trying to make it about race and saying, oh, that's what she really meant. That's what she really said. But it wasn't what I said. And they're putting words into my mouth. And these people, they're bullies.
These people? That sounded a lot like you people. Hold on now.
I was joking around. With Nick Fuentes, and they said, oh, you can't joke around with him. Sorry, that's my personality. I joke around with anyone. You didn't offer him enough pushback. Well, sorry, I listen to understand what they're saying. It doesn't mean I agree. And that's the thing.
Shout out to Hood Servative and his wording of this when FD Signifier was on my show. He was like, the nerve of you niggas mad at this white girl for not fighting your black fight for you. I stand on that. I stand on that statement. People mad because a white girl didn't fight the white fight. No. No, that's not. That ain't it. That ain't where it's at. But a white girl talking to a white guy that's a racist and she just giving an interview, normally not a problem. The only reason it became a problem is not because people wanted to fight some white supremacy, but no, they wanted to charge the Black Manosphere up with their so-called alleged association with her.
What these reaction channels will do, they'll look for a clip of you, or one clip will go viral of you, and they're so scared of their audience that they won't tell you the truth. They won't tell you the context. They don't want to even know the context because they're going to go against their audience. But here, I'm going to tell you guys the truth no matter what. Do you think this is going to help me, this video, telling you guys the behind the scenes of this? Hell no. But to me, if these people are lying on me, I'm sorry, I got to tell the truth. So Blessing, my producer, who I speak so highly of, I speak so highly of, he was late. And, you know, I said African time. And you know what? They're going to clip this. They're going to say I did this, did that, and I'm a white apologist, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? What they don't know is I was referring to something Blessing said earlier. That's something he says when he walks in the door. And all of these reaction channels are going to come in and say, oh, Pearl shouldn't do that in front of a white supremacist. That's so disrespectful. Well, if my employees were disrespected, that's their job to talk to me.
To be honest, I can go on to even say that Nick was in terms of the guests that we've had so far, quite a nice guy. He didn't carry any ego. He just has, you know, views that
he wasn't threatening.
We might not agree.
I think we put him on the spot.
None of them had a problem. I even had one of my.
We might not agree.
I think we put him on the spot.
Why she gotta have on the the Aunt Jemima soup stirrer Erica Badu while she defending the white supremacists? Why, you know, like that just could have made that. I don't know. I don't know the rules, but yeah. I don't know what you're supposed to wear when you defend the white supremacists, but I just don't think you're supposed to come looking like I don't think you're supposed to come looking like Aunt Jemima. I just, yeah. But all right. There's no dress code for that, you know, but I just, you know, yeah, that ain't the look.
None of them had a problem. I even had one of my producers take a picture with him, you know, and this is the problem is the reaction channels, none of them actually reached out to my employees to see how they're doing, to see if they're okay. Where if they were really outraged about, if they really cared, they would do that. They also cut out a part where Nick made a joke and said he was kidding.
I told you I'm on my way because I thought I was already 10 minutes late when I was leaving.
Yeah, well,
So-
it's okay. Blessing was more late African.
Well, he's black.
Yeah.
I'm giving you a hard time. I don't mean.
And they didn't put in the full clip that said he said, "Oh, I'm just giving you a hard time. I'm kidding." Why would they cut that out? Why would they do that? The other thing they put in was that my friend and Nick Fuentes were going back and forth about interracial dating. and that I should have spoken more. I should have spoken up. If Gabby needed help, if Gabby was holding her own, she was holding her own. If she needed help, then I certainly would have helped. But I know the girl, and she was holding her own just fine. So now let's get into MTR's reaction. So MTR.
All right, now we're here. Now we all the way here. Some parts that I'm not going to play, but it is worth averaging into the equation that she did recently make jokes about his cancer, him having one testicle, or I think it was one of I mean, either way. No, I'm not even going to pin it off on nobody else. It's her damn show. It was an edited video, and they kept it. So yeah, her I don't know if it was, I don't keep up with it. I think the Blessings guy, who knows, one of her guys behind the scenes, that was off camera. They were joking. They were talking about, they made some jokes about him. Like he said, is that the one nut guy? And is that the one nut guy? The guy with one nut, just one nut. It's like, and so yeah, they was clowning that. They was clowning that, like, MTR disassociated from her, and I don't think he said a whole lot about her after that. So I mean, it's you could argue in poor taste, even though, I mean, everything it's a great many things that are worthy of a joke. It's a great many things that's worthy of a joke. Like, comedians make jokes all the time. You can make a joke. We make a joke about the bus driver uppercut situation. We make jokes about handing out bus driver uppercuts. Like, so there's a lot of things you can make jokes about, but I wouldn't have. It was a dumb move for her to go there. Somebody that she got some legitimate issues with now, because he disavowed her and he asked her to, not to use some content that she made, and then she got some issues with, well, you're still using content that was made over here in my studio on your channel. You're gonna take that down. Like, they got a legitimate beef with some copyright claims is going to be put on the table and all of that. Like, later in the video, she's going to make threats like that. And when you got that kind of situation going on with somebody, yeah, making one nut jokes, that's in poor taste. That's in poor taste. Cancer jokes, yeah, in poor taste.
Yeah, I want to give you guys a little background into my relationship with MTR. If you don't know, 500,000 subscribers, Mediocre tutorials and reviews. And I met him when I was in Miami, and I actually spent a good amount of time with him. He flew in for a one-on-one interview, and he actually spent a day with me and my sister. Like, honestly, I felt like I actually opened up to him in a way, because I let him meet my family. I mean, that any YouTuber knows.
Yeah, nothing looked right about that. Nothing looked right about that. Oh shit! I'm push it back in the water. No, just playing. All right. If you know where that came from. All right. Here's the deal. All right. It looked like she was gained weight on that picture. I don't know. Wait, is that her or her sister? I don't know. Is that her? All right. Let me not.
And my sister. Like, honestly, I felt like I actually opened up to him in a way, because I let him meet my family. I mean, that.
I thought that was, I can't tell if that's her or her sister. Okay, that's her sister. Okay, my bad. I thought that was her. My bad. I thought that was her. Okay, so I withhold the jokes. I withhold the jokes. I withhold the jokes on the sister. Sister did nothing to nobody. She is a non hold on, give me 1 second. Gotta fix something. She is not what do you call it? She's not a hold up. She's a civilian. She's not a uniformed wearing soldier on the battlefield, of which I'm not going to take any shots at it. Yeah. Hey, hold on. What am I? All right, drop that. Drop that. Did you mute me? Because I don't remember muting myself. And I don't even know if you can do that. Let me know in the back. Because yeah, I just wanted to drop my camera. I just wanted to drop the video. I was still speaking. Even though my chair was squeaking when I was getting up and doing something, but I was still talking while I was doing it. But no, I thought that was her. But if that's her sister, then like I said, then all jokes will be withheld. All jokes will absolutely positively be withheld. I thought that was her. She's a civilian in this instance. She's not on the battlefield. She's not a uniform wearing soldier on the battlefield, and therefore therefore all jokes will be withheld. I thought that was her. We're gonna keep it moving. I thought that was Pearly. I thought he was down there playing with Pearly ankles.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
All right, let's go.
Any YouTuber knows we always want to protect our family from the public. And, I introduced him to my sister.
You knowingly invited a white supremacist and a self-proclaimed racist.
I have no problem inviting people that disagree. I have no problem having crazy conversations. I will not apologize for having.
All right, now this is the part where some criticism of MTR comes in. I think that whole you knowingly invited a white supremacist, like I think that part is him putting on, like, people have sit down discussions all the time with racist people. That just is what it is. People have sit down discussions all the time. Like that's not an outright flag on the play. Like even when ABL did some content saying why would she invite this guy on her show, I thought that was kind of fake and contrived. It just did like there's a such thing as that. Like there's not a whole lot of people who I wouldn't have a discussion with. It's just not. I will have a discussion. If somebody wants to come on my show, they want to talk, they want to get, whether it's a debate or whether it's an interview, they can come on and we can have the discussion. So again, I think that's just going with narrative, in my opinion.
A controversial guest, because I will keep having controversial guests. My staff is very aware of this. They know this, and if they have an issue with this, they should talk to me, not the internet. And that's the other thing about YouTubers is why the hell are YouTubers that have my number going to the internet before they talk to me? A lot of these YouTubers are so scared to protect their brand that they will throw anyone and everyone under the bus. And it's honestly blood sport, and it's honestly disgusting.
Pearl, you know that your staff is mostly Black people. And I'm talking about from a production perspective.
You said what I talk with a NAMBLR. That's the people that want relationships with kids. Yes, I would interrogate the shit out of their position. Yes, I would. It wouldn't be as friendly of a conversation, though. It wouldn't be as friendly of a conversation. It would be a real strong interrogation. Now, I will point this out. You pointed out something before that she did something that was like favorable to him on some like dropping the link to she was basically like trying to funnel people to his website. I remember you pointed out something like that I didn't see. Like there is a certain aspect of how do you handle it when you talk to this person that you got serious disagreement with. There is a certain thing about that. So yeah, you could talk to him, but then it matters of how you talk to him. Now, she talked to him, she interviewed him. Like, I don't think it's out of line for her to interview him. It's not necessary that she interrogates him. It's not necessary that some random, okay, maybe I have a different foundation with her and what she is. To me, she's a random white girl. You know, it's like she ain't beholden to black people in America. She don't owe us nothing. We don't owe her nothing. She's not even connected, far as I'm concerned. She's just a random white girl who from here, who started a YouTube studio in the UK and blew up her channel. And it's like I only seen her once talking about, like, you know, since in the current format of her channel, talking about like black issues. I found, and it was hard to find it, but it was one clip where she was asking black people questions about black people. Like, that was difficult for me to find. So I guess my foundation with who and what she is, because, like, put it like this, if she's like put it like this, if the goddamn if a white person who's on the board with the NAACP is palling around with white supremacists, then it turns into a, wait, what the fuck you doing? Oh, I'll talk to anybody I disagree with, but you weren't disagreeing. Like, you one of us. You on the board for the NAACP. I never viewed her as on the board for the NAACP. I just viewed her as a white chick on the internet. So I mean, like, so that's why I don't have whatever it is that you have, or whatever it is, or however you see her. I never saw her like that. So I just, like, to me, she's always been a random white chick on the internet who's just a part of the general manosphere space. Didn't view her as part of the Black Manosphere space until somebody tapped us and told us that she was our leader. And I rejected the premise on that. So I'm analyzing it from the perspective that she's just a chick on the internet. I got you with the link, GC. Give me a second, though. I want to get to the MTR part, because the MTR part is in the title. I do want to get my thoughts in on that. Then I'll open it up.
As well as a talent perspective.
MTR, if you were worried about my employees, why didn't you message Blessing? Why didn't you message King? Why didn't you message Helen? You certainly could have reached out to them. You certainly could have asked me for their numbers, but you chose to go to the internet because you were offended for my employees.
I don't think that your platform would be as big as what it is today if it wasn't for the essential utilization of Black people, Black relationship topics, and Black talent.
I don't know how many times I have said this, and I don't know how many times I have to keep saying this. My platform is not a Black platform. How could I have a platform about Black issues if I talk about relationships? My last shows, the two.
Now, what she said right there is how I always viewed her channel. That it wasn't a Black channel. They didn't talk about Black issues. It was obviously more Black people there than white people, and I didn't think that was an accident. You know, she tried to spin it like it was an accident, like, hey, the guy who do the recruiting for her is Nigerian. I understand how hard recruiting is. If you find a good person who's good at getting people in studio, whoever he get, that's who he get. That's how she spun it. I said, okay, whatever. But I never looked at, I see her having the general relationship. Damn, Gary Britton said Malcolm TR. That's what the MTR stand for. Yeah, he went all the way there with it. I seriously never looked at her channel like that. Now, if it was a Black channel presenting as a Black channel, then it does turn into a different thing. It's like you can't just you just can't uncloak and be white and then have a friendly conversation with a white supremacist. It's like I get that, but I've never viewed her or looked at her like that. I you know, but again, there's probably some foundational stuff that I just didn't see. I didn't see her until I noticed she was having the panel shows. They start showing up on my short feed, and it was you know, people on there with, like I said, the people on there with a damn Ozzy Osbourne accent, a rainbow coalition of people, of, you know, everything from Black to racially ambiguous to white, in there having a general relationship conversation. That's how I always view her channel. So I didn't view her as like, as she speaks for us. Like, to hold her to this thing that she's supposed to be doing or not supposed to be doing, it's almost like you're like, is she the leader? Is she your leader? Like that? Like I still have a, you know, I'm doing it for the algo right now, but I still do have a. Who the fuck is she? She came out of nowhere. She spammed the short feed and blew up. She's not beholden to us. We ain't beholden to her. That's the view I have of her.
Who that come to my head? Why can't we call a hoe a hoe? Trust me, there are hoes in every color. Oh my
Yeah, that sounds black as hell though. That title.
God, trust me. And how to be a good wife? What's a good wife? They go off the titles and they don't even watch it, and then they make a reaction video saying that I said something I didn't, or my
The
shit
titles be normally general with modern woman shit, but yeah.
was about something it's not. You know, I'm not going to say we've never touched on a black topic in a year of shows, but shit, in terms of how often, it's really not. And that's it. Why wouldn't he go through the shows? Why wouldn't he do his due diligence when he spent time with me, he's met me, and we had a great relationship up until he made this hit piece. And the other accusation he had, you could have had black people in the same room. We did a whole panel with black people in the black. I mean, it was a mix of races, but we certainly had black people there too. So again, it's all of these reaction channels saying this is how you should run the show, but none of them have done it. None of them are that successful. And they want to tell us how to run our shows. And the other thing, you know what, an MTR, here's the thing. I am really not about bringing out private things behind the scenes to public. I think it's trashy. But if you're going to publicly accuse me of things and you're going to publicly make a hit piece on me, then I have to publicly defend myself.
Now, what's crazy is that I came across these comments while I was live streaming a couple of days ago. And what
you found out on live is about the clips is just not true. You know it's not true. I don't know why you're lying to your audience.
General, and not once in the interview did you have at least one pro-black stance.
MTR, you said you're.
And again, I don't know why she would have a pro-black stance. To say that she's supposed to have a pro-black stance is to say that she is like on the board of blackness and must speak for blackness. And I, again, never viewed her like that. I mean, I go back to her conservative statement. Why you mad because this white girl didn't fight your black fight for you? Now MTR has a whole channel where he don't really even talk about race and blackness. So again, when he say he was watching the comments and saw how they was going ham in the comments about the black stuff that she said, or the Nick Fuentes thing, his tune started to change. So in that sense, he yielded to the woke mob. Now, where she about to get wrong on MTR is that she's going to try to make it seem like that's what he's about and that's what he is. No, I think he had a moment where he thought about his brand. He thought about that money and losing aspects of his audience. So he went on and yielded to the mob. That's honestly what I believe happened, because he was doing a reaction where I don't think he was about to go in on her at all. But when he saw the chat room, he was like, oh shit, I got to change my tune. Like that's what happened. He did yield to the woke mob. But overall, by and large, MTR, MTR 100% rock solid. MTR is 100. MTR 100% rock solid. One of my favorite content creators. I'm not taking nothing away from MTR on that one. Because if he wants to say this white chick ain't a hill that I'm gonna die on, then goddamn it, I ain't gonna die on it. I put on a dashiki for a day, keep my audience, and then come back and do my content. Because I'm not gonna fight her white fight for her. So that, that's my take on MTR with all of this. He ain't about to go pick up sword and shield for this chick. And I respect that. But it did seem contrived after he saw the reaction from the audience.
Yourself before you released the video, when I asked you, did you watch the full interview? You said no. So how do you even know? Because that's the thing. He doesn't care. He doesn't care what's right. He doesn't care what's true. He cares about appeasing his audience. And that's what all these reaction channels are doing to you.
And along with my accountability, this is now my definitive stand.
You said, is this the birth of MT Umar? Nah.
I can no longer support or associate myself with the Just Pearly Things platform.
MTR, if you don't want to work with me, I fully support that. You don't want to associate with me, I fully support that. Why are you still making money off of the clips from the show on my channel? I'm so offensive. You better take those off. Because now I certainly don't give you permission to use those, because why would I? You don't want to associate with the brand, so take them off. Stop making money off them. And that's what these people do. They're absolute hypocrites.
No. One, she halfway got a point, but at the same time, he can leave that shit up there if he want to. He halfway got a point, but she halfway got a point, but he can leave that shit up there if he want to. You can't make him. You can't make him take that down. Now she's going to say something about a potential copyright strike, and that's where it's about to get goofy. That's where it's about to get goofy. Now, she's on some and she's talking like she has leverage over him. Now, this is where the criticism of her come back, and you're going to notice this as it goes forward. She's going to be talking like she got like some leverage over him, like some hold up. All right, cool.
Hold up.
Yeah, I had an issue. I'm assuming what he did is he reacted to the stuff that happened on there. Those are reaction videos that he could do anyway, whether he was on there or not. That's fair use. So it's like she's selling wolf tickets. Okay, she's selling wolf tickets like he's about to yield to her, just like he yielded to his audience, which he has a vested interest, a reason to yield to what they want. He don't have to yield to what she wants. He can keep the shit up. He can do what he wants to do. He can do a reaction, just like I'm doing a reaction to this. He could do a reaction to this very video. It's like, no, you don't got no say in that. So she damn near talking like she have power and ability to control what he do, or either that, or she just call herself trying to son him, and that's, you know, that's some modern woman shit for you. So we got to call that one.
I have a no beef policy on my platform.
You have a no beef policy on my platform, but you make a hit piece on me. And this is what he's going to do, because this is what the reaction channels do. They never apologize and they just double down. Then you know what he's going to do? He's going to find another clip, take it out of context, and then say, oh no, well, now that I've watched the full interview. And this is the principle. It's not even that he may have been offended.
See, now MTR don't do that. He don't just deliberately just take stuff and just take it out of context. That's where she kind of that's where she's like, you know, doing her hit piece now. That's where she's doing her hit piece now, trying to depict him as somebody who just do reaction videos out of context, where he just riding on YouTubers. It's like when MTR reacts directly to another YouTuber, he's objective as they come when he's reacting to another YouTuber. But she's trying to pretend like she's like he's about to be on some, let me find something she said so I can twist it, so I could do this, so I could do that. And that's where that's where she's, you know, she's on some fuckery with that one to me.
It's that we are grown adults and you could call me, and yet you choose to go to the internet first. Now, I don't know where was honor, where was respect, and where was dignity? If someone has been kind enough to allow me into their studio, to, you know, I even introduced you to my family, to spend days shooting content with you, and then you turn around and say you can't associate with the network, what is courageous?
He got right to say that for any reason. He got right to say that for any reason. Now, I think his reason for doing it, or his whole dramatization that he went into in that video, I think that was a little out there and that was a little contrived. And, you know, I think his whole reasoning was kind of on some shaky grounds. I do. Because I think it was just more so just going off what his audience wanted, or what he had to do to maintain audience. But the fact of the matter is, he could come, he could shake hands with you, he can meet with you, he could have dinner with your family. If you do something that for whatever reason he assessed that it's problematic for his brand comes before you. It don't matter who's right or who's wrong. His brand comes before you. So you can't just like trump yourself up as some hill that MTR has to die on. You don't have to die on your hill. He don't.
To make a hit.
Now she's about to catch him in some legitimate contradictions, and that's why I think aspects of what he did was contrived. But you can't get mad at him for saying that, oh, you stepped in some shit that I don't want. The shit that you got on your shoes, I don't want it on my shoes. So I'm not walking with you. He got right to do that.
Piece on me to appease your audience. What's more courageous, to do that?
Nate, you saying leftist niggas have no honor? You don't know MTR's politics. I'm pretty sure he's more conservative than liberal. Like, we don't know this man's politics. And he don't have to be honorable to pearly things. I mean, well, by honorable, he got right to disavow her. She's just another YouTuber he collabed with. She got into some shit. That's her shit. That's her problem. Everybody calling her racist because she interviewed Nick Fuentes. That's her problem. He got right to separate. He just threw in some kind of fake shit for his reasons for doing it. It was really all about brand. He got every right not to fuck with her no more. He got every right to do that. Free Zone Lou says, I can't say he's unbiased and then say he's pandering. No, when he gives his breakdown and his analysis of everything, 100% of the time, we can count on MTR to be objective. I'm saying this one time, he did something for a contrived reason, a manufactured reason. He did, because he had to put his brand first. Now, if it was a principle, something that he stood real firm on, and we're gonna get into that, if he switched up and changed rhetoric that was core tenets of his channel because of the audience, then yeah, I would question that. But the thing that he's separating from is her, and he got good grounds to do that. He got grounds to do that. He is more within his right to say, yeah, she got into some bullshit. She got controversy on her name. I don't want it on my name. I don't fuck with her no more. He can do that. He can do that. There are certain men that I definitely will stand with, especially if I don't think they did nothing wrong. There are certain men that I definitely will stand with, but just some white chick YouTube content creator, no, I don't have to die on her hill. I don't have to do that. And yeah, getting into he did that with the Manosphere. The Manosphere got in trouble, then he left the Manosphere. Now y'all talking. Now y'all talking right there. I didn't average that one into the equation. Now y'all talking. He did do the same thing. Manosphere got some bad press and he out. Yeah. Now y'all got a point on that one.
Or to go with the narrative, what everyone's saying. And you know what? You might not say it today, you might not say it tomorrow, but you are absolutely wrong for this. You are absolutely wrong. You quote unquote left the Manosphere, but you're still in it. And okay.
She right on that one. That's funny. I just said that, yeah.
And let's talk about defamation of character. So this is the thumbnail that MTR put of me. He said in quotes that, and insinuating that I said that slavery was not that bad. I did not say that. And in fact, in the clip, I said that it was horrible.
The founder of, or the guy who made Root said, I wanted a myth for my people to live by. So they often, but that's what they do, is they embellish. And I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people in a way.
How is it not defamation of character to say that I said something I didn't say in the thumbnail? And it's one.
All right, now here's the deal. Right now, she's focusing on that he said it wasn't that bad. Now, you could say that he took some creative liberties with that one, but long as he played the clip during the show to show what she actually said, people put stuff like that entitled. People put stuff like that in thumbnails for clickable reasons. And I'm pretty sure she does that. You can make a case that somebody that you knew that you rocked with, you don't want to do that with them. But the fact of the matter is, she's trying to make it seem like that's defamation of character over a quote in a thumbnail. I mean, this is where this is where it just gets shaky and it get petty. This is where it gets shaky and it get petty. Because I understand the concept of putting something in the thumbnail to make it more clickable, but then fleshing it out in the video. And she did imply that she said it was, I'm not saying it wasn't horrible. I mean, it was horrible, but they try to make it more horrible than what it is. Somebody can extrapolate from that and say, okay, so you're kind of saying it ain't bad. Well, no, I'm not saying that, but it can still be in a damn thumbnail. I got you on the link, GC. Give me a second.
He said in quotes that and insinuating that I said that slavery was not that bad. I did not say that. And in fact, in the clip, I said that it was horrible.
The founder of, or the guy who made Roots said, I wanted a myth for my people. I'm not trying to say it wasn't horrible. It was.
Right.
But they want to make it like more horrible so that they can control people in a way.
How is it not defamation of character to say that I said something?
I think it is true, and I'll stand on this. And I'll go ahead and put the link in the chat, even though it's so much more shit I want to get into. I'll put the link in the chat. Go ahead and put the link in there, RM. I stand on the statement that Black people make their oppression, past and present, bigger than what it is, so they can control what people do and say today. I stand on that statement. And I don't need her to say it to fucking say that. And the way that everybody reacting to this shit sort of proves that point. The way that everybody is reacting to this shit is proving that point.
Thing I didn't say in the thumbnail, and it's one thing when you do that to someone random or whatever, but in these random clips that circulate on YouTube, but I work on YouTube. That's my livelihood. And it's funny because they act like they care about Black issues, but yet they're trying to damage the reputation of a network that hires majority Black employees. And without even asking the employees, are they offended? How did they take it? And so that's what I'm saying. These content creators get outraged for my employees who were not mad. I didn't even hear about it till after he left. And everyone's going to say, oh, they're secretly offended. They just couldn't tell you. And that's how I know nobody stepped a foot in my studio, because they absolutely will tell me if they agree, if they don't agree, but they all know.
All right, let's get to the super chats while we wait for people to come up. But the link is in the chat room. The link is in the chat room. Shout out to everybody in the building. Shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Make sure you hit the like button. We're about to open this up. I did see some agreement and disagreement coming from the chat room. By all means, come up. By all means, come up. Doberman in the building says, whitest white girl reacts to BBC back.
These last $2. I'm not gonna lose.
Yeah. All right. Marcus Evans in the building says she keep proving why certain people don't rock with her. Thank you for the super chat, dude. Appreciate it. Son of Tyron in the building says, well, MTR having one nut and didn't stop Melanie King or the Pineapple Girl from choosing up on him. So right. RM, I'm being told that you put the wrong link out there. Yeah. Yeah. It's funny how when he was with MTR and Melly, I mean when he was with Pineapple Chick, Melly Monaco and Melanie King, people instantly thought they was messing with each other. He was on site on the beach with just pearly things. Nobody instantly thought they was messing with each other. They was like, no, we know you ain't doing that, MTR. You good. Don't Shout out to Carlo in the building. Says, stop talking about this bitch unless you want her to be relevant. Yeah, that train has already left the station. I do understand what you're saying. It is certain people who I don't talk about and I don't give shine to before that reason. But yeah, I tend to do it for the algo. I can't front on that. I tend to do it for the algo. I can't front on that. I mean, it will come a day when some shit happen with her when I'm not going to care. But I did say if she ever actually respond for real to all this shit, I was going to react to it and then probably call it right there. But thank you for the $50 super chat. That is 50. But no, appreciate that. Uno in the building. Do appreciate that. He says leaders in the Black Manosphere derailed the sphere. Okay, here we go. Leaders in the Black Manosphere derailed the sphere. Talking about O'Shea. They excommunicated folks like Fresh and Fit. Fresh and Fit was never in it, and you said O'Shea, and then you said they, but O'Shea O'Shea had a falling out with them over their falling out with Kevin Samuels, and then he joined in and piled in on the Fresh and Fit Samir tour or whatever, and I always disagree with that. I always said favorable things about Fresh and Fit, but I don't think not rocking with Fresh and Fit means derailing it. But O'Shea does. O'Shea left it when he stopped. He kind of stopped doing Manosphere content and started doing celebrity, doing the celebrity junk. Even though I did give him credit for he would give like a black male take or perspective on current events, which we all kind of do. But I do think his position on so many things veers left from where the Manosphere is at to where it's not that he's verbally said he's not in it. His content suggests that he's not in it, and his position on a lot of things suggests that he's not in it. So he's moving on. So it's almost like why even? It's like what's the point of even talking about O'Shea? Like he's effectively been out since 2020. Like I mean, it's 2023. So anyway, put too much pressure on KS to save them. All right, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Is that the last one? Is that the last one? All right. I am joined by Game Changer, who I normally have very minimal disagreement with, but I think we got some disagreement on this one. So go ahead. You have the floor. You have the mic.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Bernard. So one thing I can't stand is people who use you didn't see the whole thing, or you don't know something, or blah, 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 blah. Listen, I know enough to know that it was dumb as fuck. And you know enough to know that you took the shit down. You wanted to disassociate it, yourself from it, the same way MTR wanted to disassociate himself from your dumb ass. Understand that. You know what's fucked up, what's stupid. And he decided to disassociate himself from your stupid ass. But you couldn't let well enough alone, could you? You couldn't. When somebody say, listen, I'm not going to speak with you anymore, you are. I think somebody made this analogy. I think it was MTR that made this analogy. You're like a scorned girlfriend that just comes back out of nowhere like, oh, yeah, well, one nut or some stupid shit like that. Listen, get over it. And now you here on your period talking shit. Now you hear like, oh, I can't believe they didn't have this loyalty to me when, they should. Fuck you. You deserve nothing. Now, furthermore, let's get back into this, you didn't watch the video for hours.
Well, hold on. I do want to say this, and this is where she kind of like grabbed her nuts at the end of this video and said she's putting the Nick Fuentes video back up. And like, okay. I don't care what the fuck y'all got to say.
Well, so no, that's because she already heard what we got to say, and she knows that it's not going to change. She knows. See, here's the thing. She knows that it's not going to improve her image. She knows we're gonna think that she's a dumbass bitch regardless of the video. So put the video up. Yeah, you might as well. What the fuck? But
I would say, hold on.
I can tell you this: there's nothing in the entirety of the video that would just make people say, oh yeah, she's a smart, intelligent young lady. Nope. She's a dumbass.
And what I would say, moreover, the reason to put it back up is the people who didn't fuck with her because of the clips they saw from the video were already people who weren't fucking with her anyway and wouldn't go never fuck with her. So that's why I was saying from the start, she stand to gain nothing from the apology that she did admit to apologize. I talked about this at the beginning of the video. She basically admitted that the apology was fake. She did it just to see what people was going to do. And so she did that. And then now it's the situation where now she like grabbing her nut saying, "Oh, I'm putting it back up." And I think that's the move, because I don't, like I've been saying for the longest, I don't think black people, especially some fucking pro-black people, they ain't the people, they don't rock with her like that. She got a broad general YouTube audience, spam the algorithm with shorts, and when you audience that strong, it don't even matter what you do. She's trending on some shit in this sector. The majority of people that see her shorts don't even know about this bullshit. So yeah, that's where I'm at with it. But you was about to trans.
It's not really pro-black to be anti-white supremacist, to understand that. You know, there is a huge difference.
No, of course.
So yeah, a person who dislikes Pearl because of her association with people like Nick Fuentes doesn't necessarily make them pro-black. It simply means that they are against people giving a soapbox and a platform to such people. Make no mistake, it's not just the feminists that made feminist bigs. It's the assholes that put their shit on platforms like Lifetime, that publish their books, that make that help to produce multi-million-dollar movies like Color Purple and shit. They're to fault too. They can't just they can't just step away and say, "Oh yeah, well, this is their views, and I let anybody come up." That is some bullshit. You allow certain views to get out because you feel that it's in your best interest to do so, and because you are generally indifferent to those views. Now, the reason why I brought up NAMBLA before is because if you had, and don't tell me like, oh, there's some missing parts of the clips that would absolve me. Oh, no, you was just the whole interview that we seen was you just saying, "So fuck them niggers, huh? Tell me about that." And then he would just go into his whole justification and explanation of why he's like, "Fuck them niggers." And then at the beginning, she's like, "Hey, so this is Nick Fuentes. His website is fuckthemniggers.com. If you're interested in saying fuck them niggers, then go to his website, Nick Fuentes at fuckthemniggers.com. So, are you a white supremacist?" That is her bullshit. I mean, so don't dismiss me with this whole, "Oh no, I just let anybody up." That's some bullshit. You deliberately let people. It's a relationship show for one. No, this was your opportunity to let somebody speak your bullshit for you. I repeat.
All right, well, what do you mean by that? Speak your bullshit for you. You're of the view that she's a full-blown white supremacist that has the same exact views as Nick Fuentes.
I'm saying that she's indifferent to it. So, which is,
I think that part might be true. I think she might be indifferent to it, and he got canceled and got banned on all platforms. And I think something even happened with his bank account related to it. And she wanted to interview him about it, and she interviewed him about it. But I do think you're right that she's indifferent. I think it's a reach if you say that, oh, she's some closeted white supremacist who wanted to bring him in.
Bernard. It don't matter. You think that the people who were indifferent are any better? So, I mean, y'all don't understand. Hitler started off as just a nigga with a soapbox. Just a former corporal in the in World War II that some people decided to give a soapbox to, and those people were just like, if he kills 6 million of them, I'm okay. I'm Aryan. What the fuck? You think people
Why are you talking like I mean, okay, Nick Fuentes, he's a white boy named Nick. He don't got no power. What you talking about?
White boy named Adolf. Bernard, stop.
Okay. What army?
Everybody's just a regular
okay. All right. Clearly Hitler had access to an army and some political whatever. I don't know.
He didn't until he did, Bernard.
Okay, all right. So Nick
Before he
Fuentes,
became president,
Nick Fuentes is.
Before he became president, what was he?
I have no idea.
He was Nick Fuentes. That's the thing. He was just a motherfucker with a soapbox.
Okay, so
Y'all
Nick
don't understand
Fuentes,
how powerful propaganda and rhetoric is, man. People.
Nick
Can I jump in on that?
Yeah, I just want to say just the idea, the notion that Nick Fuentes is about to take control.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that I'm saying that you are putting actions into motion that could possibly lead in that direction. The thought of that really says where your mindset is. You see,
Nah, bro. Bro, y'all base, bro. You're reaching. You're reaching. I'm Mr. Fantastic, but you're reaching, bro. I'm Mr. Fantastic, but you're reaching, dog. Hold on.
All right. Let's get one at a time. I'm gonna let Trey go first.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, as far as Nick Fuentes,
you can finish whatever point you was about to make, GC. Go ahead, and I'm gonna pass it.
No, it's not a matter of him being the next Adolf Hitler. It's not a matter of that. It's a matter of the apathy that goes along with it. It's a matter of, okay, you know something? If I send somebody to his website and that nigga decides to shoot up a church, oh well, I don't go to black churches. That's her mindset. It's that ditzy ass bitch mindset.
Okay. So, yeah, that was a lot. But if we're to call Nick Fuentes anything, we could call him a Christian supremacist because that's what he is. He's a far-right fundamentalist Christian. His best buddies is like Bryson Gray, the rapper, the melanated rapper from North Carolina. So what do we say there? If he's best buddies, if he's homies with Ali Alexander, the guy who did the whole Stop the Steal thing, another brother. He's homies with Kanye West, another black dude. Like, what are we doing here?
I don't know if I get your argument either.
Is he done?
Yeah.
Is Trey done? I'll expand this. We throw this term white supremacist out, but Nick himself has even said it. If you follow Nick and the Groypers, which a lot of them are black and melanated and other races, he said it straight up. The whole racism angle, the whole, all that, all it is hyperbole to draw emotions and to gain content and clicks. When Pearl, questioned him on that, he just laughed and said, "I'm kidding. Okay, you got me." When he had the conversation with the white girl up there that's, dating the black dude, they're caught with his argument. It sounded just like every single, black chick and pro-black on the YouTube space. So this whole, it's a huge reach, GC. You're my homie, but man, bro, that's a lot of emotion for just something somebody says. Just use discernment and turn it off if you don't want to hear it.
I disagree. Turn it off if you don't want to hear it. I mean, everybody get their opinion on everything. That's what we do.
Well, but that's a lefty. I mean, I'm saying though, we got to cancel him. He can't be platformed. That's lefty stuff, Bernard.
Who's saying?
That's what GC.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can't cancel somebody. Yeah, don't got it.
Trey done?
Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Fantastic.
Is Trey done? Yeah, man. So yeah, bro. Yeah, GC again, bro. You being a hypocrite, dog, because people would say a lot of your views and your things when it comes to women are the same way. So should you be canceled? Should you be shut up because women deem what you're saying is improper? No, bro. We cannot be out here promoting any type of cancellation for free speech. Is just that free speech, bro. I'm sorry. And this Hitler thing, bro, I hate, bro. We gotta stop that's the furthest of the fur. Are we really gonna compare and put Nick Fuentes in the realm of a Hitler? Come on, bro. He doesn't have a platform. Even when he had a platform, he wasn't that big. He didn't have that much impact. I literally had never heard of this guy until just Pearly Things. Never even heard of him. Okay. Didn't know who he was. Okay. And apparently, like I said, I'd seen him, but not knew who he was because he was with Kanye West. And then when people, oh yeah, that's the dude that was running around with Kanye. But again, I still couldn't even attach a name to his face. So again, man, Pearl is proving the point it needs to be doing. All this shit is fake outrage. Niggas don't care. We talk about this here all the time, man. Niggas kill niggas every day. There's no white person out here doing more damage to niggas than niggas. Okay. So her having on a guy that said something that enticed her to or fooled her to or into whatever, giving her opinion on something that, again, she said she quoted this stuff and got her mind frame from a black man, a black historian, a black person that lived in the era and times of Jim Crow and all these different things, a black man that's wrote plenty of books on racism and black rednecks and the actual true things as to why niggas act like niggas, but niggas hate it because niggas want to blame the white man and not take full accountability. Bruh, you're reaching, bruh. Again, at the end of the day, we say this all the time. As a YouTuber, you have the right to have whoever, whatever on your platform, you want to have it on here. Again, there's no way you're going to tell me that Pearl having fucking Nick Fuentes on is any more detrimental than Cynthia G, the Vested Zealot, and the rest of these hoes doing kill black boy babies every single day, bro. Literally daily. These bandits and these bullet bags and all this other shit.
We understand that they a damn problem, and we talk shit about the bullshit that they say. But we really don't. That is a difference, though. That is a difference. Even though I don't think her having Nick Fuentes on, just real quick, I don't think her having Nick Fuentes on there was that egregious. But I'm saying that's not an equal comparison.
Well, Bernard, can I ask something fantastic? Okay,
yeah, just hold on, Trey, real quick. I'm gonna wrap it up. But that's what GC is saying. He's making Hitler comparison and all this stuff. And Bernard, honestly, we really don't, because we understand that it's something that's done daily. If we responded to the Cynthia G's and these motherfuckers, we couldn't do content. You see what I'm saying? Because that's what they base their content off of. So every now and again, every now and again, they say some shit that's so egregious, so crazy, so outlandish, where we gotta respond. But literally, this is something that's being embedded in the minds of young black women every fucking single day. All right, that black men ain't shit and black boys need to be deleted. And there's no way in form, shape, form, or fashion in comparison that anything done with Nick Fuentes could be on the same level, bro. Just can't be.
Okay. Yeah, my question is, I just want to ask a question. What? No, I want to ask you, GC. Can I ask you, GC, before you get going? Is that what did?
Just hold your thought on that question and just let him respond to everything that's been said so far. Go ahead, GC.
Okay, so the comparison to Adolf Hitler is really about intent. You know, if somebody knows that somebody has this particular intention and they decide to aid in that intention, then their actions is questionable. I am talking about Hitler's collaborators, not about the success of his campaign, so to speak, but the people who's like, okay, this could lead down this path and I'm okay with it. Pearl is such a person. That is what I was making the comparison to that. Now, as far as Cynthia G and everything goes, that's a whole different topic, and I'm not a fan of theirs either. You know, but just to be clear, if MTR wanted to come out and disassociate himself with Sin G, I would say that he was right to do so, just like anybody else. This isn't a matter of trying to silence somebody. This is a matter of you show your allegiance when you give a soapbox to a certain person. You really do. You show your intention is whether it's, good or indifferent, or whether it's pro something or indifferent to it. You really show your intention at that point. So if there was right quick, if there was a person, like Fox, what's that called? Fox Soul or something, who, was to interview Sinji, and really the interview wasn't an interview. It was just her getting her shit off. Like, so why do you want to delete black boys? And then she goes into a diatribe, and then you advertise her YouTube panel. You are making her bigger. You are empowering her to her negative agenda, which merely means that you are indifferent to the outcome that you may help to fulfill.
So if I can speak on the Cynthia G part, everything you described about Nick Fuentes, Cynthia G is. Cynthia G and her kind have advocated for killing black boys. The women that listen to her have collectively had over 23 million abortions, and we can say 50% of them were black boys, and they're advocating for more. So if anybody is following the, Adolf route, I would say it's the B-Dub who subscribes to Cynthia G. They rally around a color, they rally around a gender, and they have a specific enemy. That's black men. What say you, GC?
Cynthia G bad.
You made a bunch of statements. Hold on, Trey. Hold on. You made a bunch of statements that Game Changer obviously agree with right there.
Yeah.
We all agree with that.
Now, what did Nick Fuentes say that is out of line for what's been said on Black YouTube if you throw the races in reverse?
Cynthia G bad.
No. What did Nick Fuentes say during that interview with Pearlie or any other time you've heard him speak that is any different than what the Black Manosphere or any other said? Much like last female passport bros when you take race out of it.
Cynthia G bad.
I think what Game Changer is sarcastically trying to say is that he thinks they're both bad. So you're making it. You're talking to him as if he's hold on, wait. You're talking to him like he's somebody who defends Cynthia G. Or any other bullshit or that black women say on black. Like, his channel is built on criticizing black women. So I mean, so that's why I don't understand the point you're going. He thinks they're bad, and he thinks Nick Fuentes is bad, and therefore bad for Pearl to put him on. Like, that's if you want to challenge his argument, you got to challenge it on those grounds. You think the people you're comparing it to, he think it's all bad.
Bernard, everything the Game Changer described about Nick Fuentes, that is Cynthia G. Nick Fuentes isn't any of them things. Everything Nick Fuentes says is the okay. Go ahead.
No, you're saying everything that he says is the embodiment of what Cynthia G does. That's why Game Changer disagrees with Cynthia G and has made a lot of streams taking a shit on her. Like, what are you talking about?
Okay, so what is his disagreement, specific disagreement, besides the feelings and emotions with what Nick Fuentes said? Specifically, what he went on that panel and said. He's against interracial dating. Okay, how many brothers have gotten on your channel, Bernard, and said they're against it as well? Like, he's for Christian values. How many brothers come up here and say that? I'm just curious. He's against the small hats. I mean, come on, what are we doing here?
Okay, so all right, cool. Well, no, I want to address what you said specifically concerning the whole MTR thing. MTR is a fucking hypocrite, okay, and that's what she's calling out, rightfully so. MTR did business with her, all right, and made his whole plan or whatever to do whatever he had done, did plenty of fucking content, and then like she pointed out, the nigga continued to make bread off of fucking doing business with her. If he really felt that way that he felt, he would have pulled all down the fucking content and not fucking kept the content up. But what she's exposing is what it's always about. This shit is about money, bro. All right, for most niggas, and rightfully so, bro. You dedicate your time, you do all this stuff, it's on the sober, cool, fine. The thing about it though, once it becomes money, it's a business, and you cannot tell someone else how to run their business. We've had people, Howard Stern, who else is another person? Even black people that have had controversial guests, right? Hell, Arsenio Hall. Oprah Winfrey had motherfucking the Klan and stuff come on her platform at once upon a time, right? So again, bro, a part of show business, which this what we do, we're part of. This is the new show business, man. This is the new media, as I think Draymond Green is so rightfully coined. You cannot tell a person that, oh, this person is controversial and this person has been canceled, especially when we see a prime example, Andrew Tate. Andrew Tate was canceled. Andrew Tate was called this horrible, misogynistic, human trafficker. All of that was found out to be what? A lie. Okay? So her doing it literally proves what it's supposed to be, bro, and what free speech is about. Free speech isn't only the speech you want to hear. Free speech is including the speech you even don't want to hear, you may not agree with. Again, these Hitler comparisons, bro, they just do not fit. And then furthermore, bro, there's no disrespect, GC. If there's a whole other side and a whole lot more stuff to the Hitler stuff, and I would suggest you do your own research, and I'll just leave it at that. I'm not going, if and whatever. If you really know about it.
Let's do this. Fantastic. Did Hitler just start off as a white boy with a voice?
Come on, GC, man. You're going down a rabbit hole, bro. It's not for Bernard's show. It's the wrong rabbit hole, man.
No. Hold on. I would say this. GC, respect out of Bernard, we've already said his name. I don't want to get into any particulars because you start getting into the particulars, and then it gets into you defending him and all these different things.
Question though. Yes or no to the question, please.
No, he didn't.
So what did he start off as?
He started off, man. I'm just giving a warning, Bernard. This will get your channel in trouble.
Wait.
I'm gonna just say that no, he didn't, GC. Yeah, no, he didn't. That's the answer. That's the correct answer, actually.
Okay, so now, what did he start off as?
Well, again, now we can't get into that. We keep trying to tell you, we can't get into the particulars of it because of who we're discussing. So just, again, do your research, fam. I've talked about this, and actually, I think some of those videos got taken down for it. There are other sources and a lot of stuff to give you the full context, not just the narrative about that person that you
Okay,
keep
well,
referencing,
put
brother.
it like this. Put it like this, because people are just relying heavily on that. So I'll recant the whole guy with the mustache comparison. Nevertheless, he is a person who has a similar agenda to the guy with the mustache. Now,
Well, what is it, GC, specifically? Can you give us points, bullets, things that the actual direct comparisons?
so that being the case, I think that certain people show their agenda by who they decide to declare allegiance with. And Pearl, in this particular instance, showed her agenda or indifference to that agenda.
That's a whole lot of fluff, GC. It's like, okay, if Bernard brought on Destiny, does that mean Bernard wants to be a cuck like Destiny and dye his hair blue?
If you asking, well, James didn't answer, so I will affirmatively say that no, that does not mean that. But I did enjoy the debate.
Man, come on, man. This is getting hilarious. Like, okay, so what? Some people don't like what Nick says, but at the end of the day, if Pearl makes herself look bad by associating with Nick, does that not make Nick look bad for associating with 3 well-known famous black dudes? It hasn't hurt his brand. Why isn't
I think that's a moot point rather than not it looks bad.
No, I'm responding to GC.
Okay, I understand what you're saying, but yeah, some of his real staunch down, truly racist white followers, they mad because he's did content or whatever with a black person, like
okay, and the most racist people in the U.S. are black women. We can't sit up here and say that a lot of these white guys that are racist don't have a reason to be. Shit. The same reason those white guys are racist are the same reason we don't like the same type of black dudes that they don't like.
All right. Yeah. All right. Here's the deal. This is what I say. Nick Fuentes, like we live in a day and age where somebody like Nick Fuentes is banned on every social media platform. Like the probability of him rising to power and getting some uprising and having the power and strength and force and might of the U.S. government behind him, and that's going to do something to black people. I mean, it's like somebody oddly enough just mentioned Jason Black in the chat room. Jason Black channel, all his channels are alive and well fighting white supremacy every day. Nick Fuentes banned. Like, that's the world we live in. Like, I do look at Nick Fuentes as powerless. I really do. So that's why I'm not triggered by. Well, I'm not even take the word triggered off of it. I feel no type of way about his opinion and who interviews him. I really don't. I just look at him as just a powerless white boy like that. Like the Tiki Torch posse. They, as far as I'm concerned, they fight in the air like Cuba Gooding Jr. Like they're nothing. That's how I view them. That's how I view them, and that's why I can't get worked up. I just can't. I can't get worked up about it.
It's not a matter of worked up. I mean, if you see somebody with a tiki torch, you know what they're about. If you see somebody giving a voice to those with a tiki torch, you also know what they're about. So if you decide to disassociate yourself with such a person like MTR did, I think that it's an intelligent move to do that.
Oh, okay. So if
you're gonna do that, you got to do it all the way. You can't do it halfway, bro. You can't be on the bullshit and be like, it's just so this, that, it's so horrible person.
We can't tell a person how to run their channel. We can't tell MTR how to either.
But I can't call him a hypocrite if he fucking says, he tell me, I don't want to be seen with you. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. But then you keep up the content that you did with her on your channel. And hold on, and then furthermore, you tell her, oh, I'm not comfortable with you releasing the content that I made with you on your platform. Okay, so hold on. So you're gonna so you did content with her, you keep it up on your channel. Then you make a public statement saying, "Oh, I know I want to disassociate myself with you, so I no longer feel comfortable with releasing the fucking content that I flew over, or I don't know who flew who, or what, but we literally met to do business. So I'm telling you, please do not release any footage with me in it when it's not either just me, because there was a whole group of people. So I'm gonna fuck off. I'm bad. I'm gonna have to throw away hours upon hours upon hours of content that I did with you as one person with a whole group of people. Then you're gonna keep up my content, bro? Are you serious?
Bro, you said MTR got flown out.
Well, I'm not saying he got flown out. I don't know. I don't know the details.
I know. I'm just trolling.
Yeah, but I don't know.
MTR flew out the black female YouTubers, but the white chick flew him out.
Yes, I didn't put it out there. That's why I say I don't know the details of the thing. I don't know if he paid for his own travel or whatever, but we do know he traveled because he was in London. So again, that's what I'm saying, GC. You can't have it both ways, bro. You can't be this blacktivist all of a sudden. Well, again, MTR. The last thing MTR does is take any racial stance. MTR made it clear he's not part of the Black Manosphere. He's a Manosphere guy. He just does content. But now all of a sudden, because something happened against a white girl or whatever, right? And you just made this huge fucking move in collaboration. Now you're gonna keep the content up from her, but then you're gonna say I want to disassociate with her, and she can't post the content she did with you. Come on, get the fuck out of here, bro. You can't. No,
All right.
The issue, fellas, is that MTR's base is the B-Dub. I get it. It's a money move.
Bullshit. Trey.
Okay. Let's. We can go to the comments, man. Okay, when you're a content creator and you're speaking Manosphere and talking points, the B-Dub goes the other way. Ain't no way in the world you pulling in that many black female viewers spewing straight hardcore Kevin Samuel stuff.
Trey, this is where you be dabbling into the fake news.
I go in his comments.
Where did you?
I go in his comments.
Okay,
I went straight to his comments.
So you looked at his comments, and in the eye shot, you assess that
but come on, Trey. You know the minority, the vast minority of his content, bro, is going to be the black women, bro. Come on, subs. His subs are not going to be black women high, dog.
His percentage. He said his percentage before. I think it's probably like 20% female.
Man, that's a lot, bro.
That's a lot. It is a lot, but it ain't the majority. So we're not gonna say.
Okay, I retract that. My apologies, MTR.
What he did, it wasn't a pander to black women. It was he was in the middle of a live stream, and his chat room was a bunch of black people with tiki torches, doing a witch hunt for Pearl, and he saw it, and he changed his tune in mid live stream. Then the next day, he made a video where he disattached from her.
They snipped his nut. He let the crowd. He let a fake ass crowd snip his nut. Mind you, this same crowd was one that we come to find out supported a fucking stripper, right? The live, real life fucking pro black stripper, and Jason Black, which again ain't did shit, but talk the most shit about black men and how black men ain't this and whatever else and fucking ain't hired one black person. You know what I'm saying? He bought billboards though, and yeah.
Well, I just put it like this. I'm not, people in the chat saying, I'm defending Nick. I'm not. I'm just calling a spade with a spade. I watch objectively and hold on. Let me.
White boy is hard as fuck, Trey.
Hold up, bro. Fantastic, man. I don't cape for the white boys, man. I don't go off the Crayola Crown game. Hold up. Fantastic. As long as you know me, do I play the Crayola Crown game? I don't give a fuck about black, bro.
I'm telling you. So Trey, let me explain to you, brother. So let me explain to you, brother. To you, the way you look at it may not be that, but to how everybody conceived it or received it, black person, brother. You listen. You say you don't see race. I don't. But you always take up for one race, brother.
Bro, no, I take up. No. Hey, bro, I don't take. Hey, bro, I don't know if you've seen me, but my homie Art Nastal, who's completely diametrically opposed to me. Me and him had a good old kiki laugh because he realized who I am when he caught a stream of me going to fuck off on a white liberal chick, calling her every name in the book. I got in my feels that day, but I did, and he realized, oh shit, this nigga hates everybody equally, and that's it right there.
Oh, no, only person. You do that. No, I'm not saying, but I'm telling you, I know you do that, but I'm just letting you know you're the.
Nah, bro. No, bro. If that's the case, I defend Destiny and fuck Destiny. If I seen Destiny, it would take everything for me not to stomp that nigga out as soon as he opened his mouth. So it ain't about the white people. I do not like white liberals, bro. No, bro, I don't like white liberals. If you can hear me, let me speak this. You want to hear Trade MBD go full Little Big Nate, bro? Bring some white liberals in here. I can't stand them, bro. Straight up, don't come that way with me, man. Fuck that shit. Like, yeah, y'all, everybody that knows my channel knows that will bring it out of me. But as far as Nick goes, if anybody watched the whole stream with him and Pearl, he disavowed the Tiki Torch dudes. He said I wasn't with them niggas. They just lumped me in because I just happened to show up that day. But he said straight up, I disavow.
All right. Okay, so we're joined by SKC in the building. Welcome aboard. I am interested to see what you got on this. On wait, real quick, Trey. I don't want to segue too deep on this, but you do know your channel got shot. The Asian dude that be on Jason Whitlock, you do know he shouted your channel out on there, right?
Oh yeah, I heard that the other day too, man. Shout out, bro.
Cool. Yeah. I know if you knew that. I was, so yeah. Cool.
Yeah, appreciate Freeman Journal put me onto it. Salute. Cool. Thank you, Bernard.
That's what's up. But all right, SKC, go ahead. You got the floor. You got the mic.
Yeah, just real short to the point. For MTR to say that he disassociated himself, if he truly felt that JPT and Nick Fuentes, it was that much of a pariah, he would have completely scrubbed his channel of any input with them at whatsoever. It would be the same way as if.
I gotta concede that point too, because I said I did have when I was giving my monologue, I did say, oh well, whatever, leave it up. But yeah, that's a fair point though. That's a fair point.
Yeah, it would be the same thing of like say if there was something that was out that could potentially damage someone from the perspective of like I don't know, one of those 3-letter organizations coming at you, you would or some type of authority, you would scrub your entire channel because you would not want to have any vestiges or any connection with them at all. You would make a public statement and say, I don't have anything to do with them. I'm nothing at all. But him having that content up, even after the fact, shows that he did not feel that Fuentes was that much of a threat. That I'm out.
And monetize to that. And like I said, we didn't.
All right. So the thing is that I really, everybody, knows how I feel about Obsidian. Don't trust them, don't like them, can't stand that nigga. And I made my public disassociation from him, just like MTR did with Just Pearly Things. However, I didn't take time out to scrub my channel from all his shit simply because I didn't want to. And I don't really hold that to MTR to do that because, people handle it the way that they want to handle it. Bernard disassociates himself with some people, but their shit is still on his shit, and same with you, Fantastic.
No, I normally
No. You did not go back and scrub your content because every now and again it'll still come up in my feed from 5 years ago or
it depends. It depends on the No, there's certain individuals who I did one-on-ones with, and I guarantee you can't find that. But it depends on the gravity of the scrubbing. But okay, so I'll give you one. There is one.
Who have I came out and made, bro? Listen, who have I came out and did?
What we're doing is we are creating a rule book on how to disassociate yourself or how to dislike somebody. Listen, this dude just said I'm not associated with her and didn't mention her again until she started talking about his nuts. And you did too, but I know it wasn't a deliberate pun. But I mean, nevertheless, that was the only.
Shit, my bad. Oh, whoa! I didn't even think about that. That was not my intention.
I'm be honest.
That was not my intention.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. I mean, I figured that at first. I was like, "Oh, this nigga," and then I got off. But then I'm like, "No, it's fantastic."
Hey, game changer. Let me give you an example, bro.
Let me clean this up,
Okay,
man. Let me get
go ahead, fantastic. Go ahead.
Trace right there. I gotta do this. Again, my bad. Hey, that was not my intention, brother. I totally forgot about that thing, bro. Real shit. The whole I was not even. So this was not a purposeful testicle joke about MTR. So strike that from the record. I'm not hitting that low below the belt, man. As a man, I would never joke a man about something that's
You
serious.
said below the belt.
Yeah, so no, for real though. Like, so shout out to GC for giving me that, because I totally forgot. My bad. So that wasn't my intention, man. Y'all know I go, but I don't go that hard.
I mean, he hears you. If he's listening, he hears you. So I'm pretty sure he's good. He understands there was no pun intended. So at least I can't.
GC put it like this, man. GC, you got to remember something. Can I speak, GC?
We're not going to regulate how this dude is, chooses to disassociate with somebody. I don't do that shit with Bernard. I don't do that shit with you. I don't do that shit with anybody. I don't do that shit with myself. I disassociate myself, or I hate a nigga however I want to hate a nigga. Period.
Yeah, but do you think it's fair? Hold on, wait, real quick. Trey.
Okay.
Do you think it's fair to say that? And this was my point. He got every right and reason to disassociate himself, and the way Black YouTube was coming at her with pitchforks, it made sense to disassociate. But I still personally think his reason for doing it was not because of her connection or interview or discussion with Nick Fuentes. It was because the pitchforks that Black people pulled out.
Yeah,
so
pressure. That's all it was.
I think that's what it is. And by the way, I think that's a good reason, because they're to put it like this: there are certain people or certain concepts and ideas that I will ride for, and I will die on the hill, and I just won't have a channel no more. But I'm not about to die on Pearlie's hill. So I understood. Hey, if everybody hate her and I'm standing next to her, the shit that she stepped in, I don't want it to get on my shoes either. I'm about to not stand next to her. I understand.
Well, I just want to go in the time machine real quick here for GC, because I remember when the pitchforks came for GC, and nobody in this space went harder for you, GC, than me. When the whole Stovegate popped off, nobody went hard for you like I did, and they came for you, bro. They still make jokes and bullshit about you, and I still defend you to this day, even though me and you are like freaking like 50-50 on what we agree on. Even this. And at the end of the day, just like when they came for you and a whole lot of niggas, and they still got mad shit to say. Every time you up, these niggas will say it in the comments. But you see me, Fantastic, and Bernard still sitting here rocking with you. And man, MTR pulled a foul on that, bro. There was no reason for him to do it.
What loyalty do he gotta have to Pearly things? He just
I'm not saying he can pull his loyalty whenever he does, but it's weak shit, bro. I mean, it's fake as fuck, and you can see it, like you said. GC, the shit you were saying with us, you got to go back 5 years, bro. Anybody that I say I don't fuck with, bro, I don't fuck with. And then too, like I said, bro, I'm not a 500,000, 1 million sub YouTuber. So any money I make is pennies on the dollar, if it's even making money. Most of my shit is yellow anyway, or not even at all, because what I'm saying, I got music in it. What we're saying is this. Okay, MTR recently, he had just did it, GC. So he didn't even have to go back that far to scrub. He live in studio, he was actually with these people. If he cared as much as he said he cared, he would not profit off of and not have content up with him laughing, joking, kikiing, and being on a set of someone that he somehow came to find out was this complete and total racist. Also, bro, she showed the text between him and her. He said he didn't even watch it. What Bernard is saying is true. He didn't it's like she showed receipts. So again, so you can't be, bro. We this is the manosphere, men shit, bro. As a man principle, dog, you got to stand on some shit, bro, or you got to just admit when you fucking wrong. The nigga wrong on this shit, dog. He folded like a hoe under pressure over people that don't even give a fuck about him. Like, bro, like anytime something happened, like GC, I can imagine how many Jason Black people came in your chat during the Just Pearly thing, or how many pro blacks, how much pro black influx did you have in your chat when the Just Pearly thing shit went off?
I didn't really discuss the Just Pearly thing.
They was heavy. Just to answer the question, they was heavy in mind. They was heavy
Right,
in
so,
mind.
so I'm gonna me too, Bernard. Me too. Motherfuckers, the coons and this and you want some of the pearly pie and all this lame ass shit. I had motherfuckers that never ever watched my content a day in their life that came in my shit just to troll and just to say something because I had something with just pearly things in it, or even when I wasn't talking about pearl, they were still coming through. That's what happened with MTR. MTR should be smart enough to know that. MTR, most of those people that even came to his thing, like he said, he doesn't even have a black audience. But because he saw a big influx during the live stream of black people, pro-black motherfucking, rabble rousers, motherfuckers just looking to start shit, and you gotta disavow Pearly, and he folded, bruh. Again, he should know well enough to know. And then too, like had it came from somebody else, bro. He does not have a pro-black bone in his body. So that's what makes it even faker, dog.
That was my biggest criticism.
Yeah,
too.
that's what makes it even faker.
Not,
So, bro, you can't hold him up in the fuck shit, bro. We can't do that.
Once again, it's not a matter of being pro-black. If he decides to disassociate with himself because he don't talk about race at all, and she does, then that's not fuck shit at all. She ventured into a realm that he chooses not to venture into.
But his clapback response to it, was very
all racial,
was very heavy.
I feel about politics and sports.
He put on a dashiki for his response, though, man. He did have on a dashiki during that response.
He did. He was Jason Black Jr. for the response, bro.
The conclusion from the response that I got was that, because she is moving in a way that I don't want to move, I'm not going to associate with her on that. So that's
okay. And then hold on. So you do see, and he's an even bigger hypocrite because he was criticizing people that was on his ass for the fresh and fit shit that he did concerning Charleston White. So now he's a hypocrite because now he's mad at people for saying they don't want to deal with him because he assessed properly, which I would say properly assessed the whole situation with the Charleston White thing or whatnot. That's what I'm telling you, man. So either way it go, bro, he's just being a hypocrite.
And moreover, I do want to swing it to Hood, but the part that I didn't even make it to because I did want to open it up is that the clips were played of when one of his sponsors dropped him after he did the It's Complicated show with the It's Complicated dude and Kevin Samuels. They was walking the streets in Vegas, and he was talking about how his sponsors folded before the woke mob. Like those were his exact words.
Yeah.
And so it is accurate that he did the same thing for their financial gain. They folded in front of that woke mob. For his financial gain, I should say, not gain. He folded as well. He did fold, but at the same time, I mean, I
everybody got a price, Bernard.
I respect. This is where I understand, and maybe because I don't know Pearly, I ain't never talked to her for real. I have no allegiance to her. So, but he did actually meet her, I think, on multiple occasions. So it is a little different, but at the same time, you can disassociate with somebody for financial reasons, but the reason he looked in the camera and gave, that wasn't his legit real reasons, in my opinion. But so
if we're taking it, if we look at this straight community based, like when you break bread with somebody in their family, like if there's two niggas here, somebody breaks bread with me and my family, and then they come back at me, but putting a thumbnail up, like he put up for Pearl with with the slave with the whip back, man, that's something that'll get you killed in the hood. But since it's just a white girl, okay, it's cool. No, the movie did was foul. Look, you broke bread with her fam. That's freaking just mad foul. Well, how he came back at her.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's just my blackness. I don't care that much about him offending a white girl. I don't care, whatever. But Hood Servative, I'm gonna pass it to Hood Servative. I understand your point, though. I understand your point. But go ahead, Hood Servative. I'm loyal to y'all. I show some loyalty to y'all, but Pearl, I ain't. Yeah, forgive me. I ain't. I don't really care. But Hood Servative, go ahead. Damn, Hood, you there?
He's still muted, so he might be away. But I would say this, man. I'm gonna bounce out. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, hey, we all, real niggas fuck up, as they say, right? I just feel like, MTR had a chance, bro, and like that's why I say this all the time, bro. Loyalty is just that. All right. And Trey just said it, bro. When you do something like that, it's on and so forth, bro. Sometimes you gotta stand tall for the when it's just you and the people you fuck with. All right. If you cool with that person, bro, it shouldn't be no racial angle to it. It shouldn't be no gender to it. That's what loyalty is, bro. And my thing is, if MTR truly felt that way and he had a track record of, I'm black, y'all, black as I'm black, y'all, I could understand it, bro. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Hey, man, hey, MTR is a pro-black. MTR is he's all about the race. But with a guy that literally and purposely, hold on, GC, I'm about to wrap it up, fam. Literally and purposely keeps the racial angle off of his content for the sake of his subscribers, right? And then again, for him to come and give the message he gave, and then leave up the content with that same evil white she-devil, brother, I just can't rock with it, man. And again, like you said, man, it's just, hey, it's business. I understand what the business is, but hey, there's such thing as bad business. And as men, bro, you're supposed to call the shit straight down the middle and tell a nigga when he fucking up, man. And he just fucked up on this one. And she showed the receipts. She had the receipts to support it. This ain't just her talking now. Her team, and y'all forgetting too, there are niggas involved. Or some original niggas, okay? Shout out to King Riches and the fucking whatever other dude name is, I don't know, Blessing and all
Blessing.
Them. Yeah, Blessing and the other dude, bro. There are black men involved in this, and like she said, bro, like this not just her. She's the face, but she's got a team behind her of black men. All right, so
she love her African.
Yeah, real shit though. Because y'all niggas like to call them feathers around here. Y'all like to call them feathers. So I'm just saying,
bro. All three of them niggas, we ain't never seen bread like we getting with Pearl. Why y'all fucking with our money?
Yeah. Okay. So you were talking about MTR again, and it's not a matter of him being pro-black once again. If he wants to stay away from the race topic and she wants to bring up the race topic, then to me, that's a valid disassociation. Like, I don't want to talk about something and I don't want you bringing that thing to my doorstep. By continued association with you, it is bringing that thing to my doorstep. Therefore, I'm disassociating. That is a perfectly fine thing to do. And then she decided to talk about his cancer. Like, what the fuck? So, and then the cold thing is, and this is about brothers, we are so eager to criticize one another. We're so eager to criticize one another, bring each other down each and every single time that we get an opportunity to do so, that, we'll just side with somebody who do something as, egregious as insult a man who is suffering from cancer. That's okay. But, he did something wrong because he didn't take down videos from months ago. That's ridiculous.
GC, are you serious, bro? That's all we hear all day long is niggas going at each other's head.
Well, no, my bad. My bad. I didn't hear her say anything egregious about his cancer. I don't know that. I didn't.
That was a separate video where her and one of her Africans was joking about it.
Okay.
Okay. She got niggas working for her, and that's the thing. Here's the thing: if somebody comes for conservative on some dumb shit, I'm a clown her.
Well, again, you see, like I said, bro, I didn't see that, so that's why I wasn't aware of that. But even still, listen, bro, I can't rock with that either. But that's something separate and outside of that. And even still, that has nothing to do with this conversation. It's not like she said something about his cancer and then he disavowed. This was he disavowed, and
that's the only time he really spoke on her.
Oh, okay.
Since then.
Hey, here's the deal.
There is no deal. So
here's the deal. Then went mute.
Yeah, exactly. No deal. He lost his opportunity for attention. Anyway, my point is that this is how he chose to run his thing. And maybe it was pandering to the thing. I don't really think it was, because he showed a consistent track record of not necessarily being pro-black, but not talking about the race thing. So if you want to be that dude that is, I'm not about making this a black or white thing because this is really more of a gender thing, and then you associate with somebody, or you choose not to associate with somebody who associates with somebody who makes things black and white, then that is your thing. You're disassociating yourself from a toxic person. I see nothing wrong with that.
No, that's
well, GC.
That's inconsistent because again, still now you're arguing against your own argument. Again, bro, no. A person has the right to have whoever they want to have on their platform. You cannot tell a person that, and again, MTR up until now, and then we're not gonna talk. Hold on. We're not even gonna talk about the sauce that he stole from. Now he's doing he's doing live shows with people. Him and Melly Monaco is live and doing all the live stuff. So this is what I'm telling you, bro. You can't soak up and get tricked to the trade and add stuff to the game that you took from somebody else, and then get mad at this person from just expanding and running their platform how they're gonna run their platform. Would you, if Oprah gave you the fucking opportunity to come on, would you think he gonna fucking deny Oprah because he had white supremacists on at some point in time? No, he's fucking not. He's not. He's gonna take the fucking opportunity to sit down and have a one-on-one interview with Oprah, bro. This shit is bullshit. He folded, dog. As men, like I said, as men, it's not about criticizing or jumping on him. It's as men calling men on men shit down the middle, dog. That's all it is. He folded.
It's implicit that Oprah is not, indifferent to white supremacists, or aligned with.
All right, so come on, bro. Man, she the biggest white supremacist. She made The Color Purple, bro.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. That's what you talking. That's what I'm saying, bro. She made The Color Purple for one. I mean, she produced The Color Purple, and again, she's had prominent white supremacists and people on her show. What are you talking about?
I don't make the connection to The Color
Purple. Bro, she profited.
Bro, Oprah against niggas, bro. The own network might as well be We Hate Niggas Network, bro.
So fantastic. Could you make the connection between The Color Purple and white supremacy?
Bro, it's pro strag, bro. It's pro black feminism.
Color Purple, no. Hold on. The Color Purple, no. But her actual show that she had, the Oprah Winfrey Show, oh, most definitely, yes. Hell yeah.
No. Well, fantastic. Don't let him get away with that. The Color Purple is one of the most anti-black men movies ever made.
But it's not white supremacists though, brother. It's like I say, it's black misandry. That's totally different.
Okay, bro, they're one and the same, bro. And the biggest white supremacist in this country is the black female. I just said 23 million. Well, bro, let's just say 12 million niggas killed since 1973 because of the strag. Come on, bro.
Brother, I feel you, but a lot of that is independent of the white man. That's just bitches being dumb bitches. But it's part of the whole, possibly at times, but not 100% of the times, brother. So there's two separate categories. Again, one of the biggest points, or actually the starting point of black misandry, and the most famous part would be The Color Purple, brother. I agree with you wholeheartedly on the black misandry part, but not the. I don't even the white person. Like even the white man was a bad man in fucking The Color Purple, bro. Come on now, we can't put.
It just me. Well, you know me, man. I'm like far right when it comes to abortion, and I just see it like this. Everything, the definition, this new definition of white supremacy is everything The Color Purple embodies. Is everything that this promotion of black abortion embodies. So, man, I don't know, man. I'm clueless. I'm just an idiot.
All right. Key Ken in the building says, stop using Hitler and say King Leopold. He was 10 times worse. Okay, cool. Thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. I guess I got to do some research on King Leopold. But anyways, thank you for the super chat. Do appreciate that. Damn in the building. $10 super chat says she wants it back up for money. Let's be real. No, I don't think she's gonna get paid a whole lot for that. I mean, she put out 20 damn pieces of content per day, so I don't think she's hurting for content that's gonna get her paid. But says this was a hot topic for her channel. That's why all y'all didn't watch the whole thing. I would have watched the whole thing. It was taken down by the time I really, wanted to go look to watch the whole thing. I saw somebody play some parts of it. The conversation when I was hearing the full thing unedited because somebody was playing it, it was their commentary interspersed in between. But that brief moment, it was the whole conversation wasn't what people think. I'll just say that. It was
biggest got in their feeling, as they always do. A white person said something. So let's be mad.
Let me finish my super chats though. I think you was kind of going in and out, but I think I got to just what you were saying. He said, so all the haters and lovers can go peep the vid and pay her. I do want her to put the whole thing up. I do want people to actually watch the whole thing. I mean, I'm curious. I want to watch the whole thing. Jaretti Larking in the building says GC is the best. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Who else we got in here? John Thompson in the building says Nick Fuentes should be mentioned. He has an organization of followers, but if he advances to having a movement, then he could be able to influence legislation. Okay. I'll go with that one. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Do appreciate that. Woke Quill in the building says, who impacts black culture more, Sin or Nick? Cynthia G. But I think that question is a moot question. That's Trey was making a weird comparison. GC is saying Nick Fuentes is bad, and it's bad for somebody to give him platform. And Trey starts saying Cynthia G is horrible. She says this, and then Game Changer says, I agree. Yeah, but she's worse than him. I agree. It's like no, I don't see why those two are being compared. Game Changer's content is about calling out the sisterhood, and he's, I guess, recently calling out white supremacy a little more than what we've heard him do in the past. But he thinks both of them are bad. Yeah, we can hear you now. Doberman in the building says talking points going bad. Cynthia G is bad. Low IQ. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Rare GCL. So Nick is the Thanos to GC. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate that. Sodomy and Chicken in the building says can't believe a 5 has got this much attention. Well, she ain't getting the attention because of her looks. But MTR wasn't a black issue. MTR wasn't a black issue with Pura. It was staying in the black and not going to the red with his subscribers issue. Cold business. I agree. Thanks for the super chat. Thank you, everybody. I think I'm presuming that was the last one. Was that the last one? Thank you, everybody. Oh, wait, no, I think a new one just popped up. Wait, no, that was the new one. Oh no, my man Salty Balls dropped one. Pull up. I hate to. That's my man now, but my man Salty Balls just dropped one. Pull that one up. He says, "Beware, thine she-heathen has become the medium for the whims and wills of the most vicious demon." Thank you.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
All right. Shout out to Salty Balls. All right. All right, Hood Conservative, are you there? Oh shit, another one. Nick Fuentes considers himself shout out to Spoon Zaza. He says if Nick Fuentes considers himself pro-white, how is that any different or more racist than y'all? Who the fuck is y'all? Y'all that say you're pro-black. Who the fuck is y'all? Nobody over here claims that title. I do say I'm pro-black male. I do say that. But no, but there are comparisons that can be made when you listen to an actual card carrying pro-black talk, then listen to a card carrying pro-white or white nationalist or whatever talk. They say a lot of the same stuff. They end up agreeing whenever they talk. And shout out to damn it, I'm trying to get I gotta shout out Salty Balls. He says honestly had to drop a dub to see that anthem again. Right on. Shout out to you. Appreciate you. But we're gonna go to Hood Conservative. We're gonna go to Hood Conservative. Go on and drop that. We gotta go on and drop that again. We're gonna go to Hood Conservative. Hopefully he's there. But mic check on Hood Conservative.
Suck on my chocolate salty balls. Put them in your mouth. Put them in your mouth and suck them and suck them.
All right, Hood Conservative, are you there? Mic check. This nigga is wrestling. He washing dishes. He working on a car right now. Hood Conservative, are you there?
Yeah, now can you hear me now?
Okay, good. We got it. Okay, Sanke's
Yeah,
working on the car. Yeah, you good. We can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yo, can you hear me?
Game Changer, say something. We can see if he can hear you.
Hey, can you hear me, Hood? Can you hear me, Hood? I think he's delayed.
No, I don't even think it's delayed.
Yo, can you hear me?
We can hear
Oh
you.
yeah, no, I was that whole thing. I can hear you, GC. Yeah.
All right. What about me?
Yeah, he's delayed.
Yeah, he got issues. He got issues, and I don't think that was gonna get worked out.
So what I was getting at with Oprah is that if Oprah is doing it, it's implied that she is not indifferent to white supremacy or an advocate for it as a Black person. Very few actually want to see white supremacist agenda fulfilled. And that includes, or excuse me, amongst those who don't, it's implied that Oprah is a part of that bunch. And nevertheless, and I haven't really seen many of her white supremacy videos, but I doubt that they were to the tone and to the tune of the way Pearl did. Pearl, it wasn't a debate or anything like that. It was an interview, and it was really an interview to just asking leading question to get him to say whatever it was that he wanted to say.
As far as the Oprah white supremacy thing, and this is a side point, and I didn't really care for the angle that they were taking with that, but it is worth pointing out that some of those ideals, like for example, it was a debate between actually all Black people in a debate. It was conservative versus liberal debate, and one of them asked was is abortion a tool of white supremacy? It's like some of the people that you wouldn't associate with that, like a Oprah, or any feminist, that they do have some views that do line and float right up with it equally and evenly, so that is worth averaging into the equation. And when you understand that, it does change. To me, it changes how I view and how I analyze certain things if we're going to be even playing that white supremacy game and talking about what is and what isn't. That's worth pointing out. But it looked like we're gonna give another.
No, it's really no. They're playing semantics. I mean, yes, their views ally because they both have a disdain for Black men. So of course, that is a shared view between the two of them. And they may have a disdain for God's chosen people. However, it is clear that the WS has a disdain for Oprah. Therefore, their agenda cannot be entirely aligned. And Oprah would not benefit if they were to have it their way. Now, Pearl, on the other hand, things would pretty much be the same for her. She don't suffer under that particular thing. So we actually have to question, how does she feel about this particular topic? And her conduct on that particular show is a hint to that. I mean, now we can never know entirely for sure, but MTR rightfully was just saying, okay, I don't know what this chick is on, and I'm going to disassociate myself. And that's perfectly fine. And he's not required to take down videos from months ago if he so chooses not to.
All right. Hood, giving it another shot. Go ahead.
Okay. Can I get a clear run at the goal now? All right, cool.
You got it.
So, I think GC, like everybody else on the panel, I think you're kind of overreaching with some of your analogy there. But when it comes to Nick Fuentes in particular and the whole Black nationalist thing, I think yes, it's true that the hypocrisy of Black people is that dissimilar from the ideology of white nationalism. And so to say that the white nationalist is automatically de facto bad, dangerous people when you believe your own Negro version of his religion, it's the height of hypocrisy. So I think on that level, I just can't go with that argument. Like a Black nationalist wants the exact same thing for his people at the exclusion of all others that you accuse the white nationalist of wanting. But somehow the Black nationalist doesn't get Hitler metaphors. Even though he's the same dude, he would shave off his mustache. He would put a little tiny half-inch dreadlock under his nose. But the Black nationalist is never going to get called. He's never going to get accused of wanting to throw white people into the oven. And so I reject the false comparison on that level. And frankly, I think Black people got to get off of the white nationalism is bad. Therefore, anybody associated with white nationalism is bad. 2 days in a row, I've been talking about white people and their genuine feelings. Some of it you can consider racism. Some of it is just common sense defensive of their own people. And one of the things I talked about was how I played a clip from Levittown when Black people were trying to integrate with Levittown, and all those racist white folk. And it was one lady, she cracked me up. She was just like, "Ain't no way, ain't no way." I don't even hate the niggas. It's just ain't no way. And so now we fast forward to today, where Black people in Chicago, they don't want the Mexicans moving in their neighborhood. You got the Black women like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. How in the hell you gonna have? Ain't no way all these Mexicans gonna live in here. And now I'm looking at it like, who's the racist white man now? And my grand theme that tied it all together was, if you'd have listened to the racist white man years ago, you wouldn't be having this problem. And so I think Black people are getting we're getting thrown in the trick bag by losing our shit every time somebody waves the flag or points out some racism. It's like, look, he's being racist. Dance, monkey, dance. That's literally what happens. Every time somebody points out at a racist, it's an episode of Dance, Monkey, Dance. And so I think we're kind of selling ourselves short by getting so caught up in this alleged racism talk. We got bigger problems and we got serious issues. And frankly, as far as America is concerned, yeah, it could have been us and the racist white man. This land is your land, this land is my land. And now you got all these other people coming in here who don't give a fuck about your Black problems.
All right. We're at the 3-hour mark of the show. GC, do you care to respond to anything that Hood Conservative may have said right there?
I don't really get why he said it, considering that this really isn't a matter of that. I was the first person to come out and say that, a white person said something to another white person in Europe and it shouldn't be that big of a deal. The reason why I'm up here is because of the way I don't feel that there's anything wrong with MTR's way of handling it. If you can compare white separatists to Black separatists, or white nationalists to Black nationalists all you want. I really don't care about either ideologies. I do feel that just as a white person has every right to associate themselves from somebody who has what they feel to be improper association with, let's just say Jason Black or something like that, then they have every right to do so. I wouldn't question that. I wouldn't question that. I wouldn't question that person, and I wouldn't question that person's intent. So that's what it's really a matter of. Don't really understand the comparison. And this whole Hitler thing, I don't get why people is having this reaction to, that guy with the mustache in Germany. I use it as an example of how things can start off as rhetoric and then turn into violence. You could use anyone in that particular instance. You could use Napoleon. There are a lot of people, who start off as rhetoric, who, seem benign and then become very, very dangerous. Even if it's not to the extent of, a national war or a world war, just having some lunatic go out and do something violent is also something that could happen as a result of that. But
GC, real quick on that point, before you move on, do you really believe that? No, it's not that. Do you believe it's not that? This question of the words going to automatic, somehow being extrapolated to violence. Like if you let this line of reasoning go to its natural conclusion, you will inevitably extrapolate violence from it, right? Why do we only apply that logic when it comes to things white people say?
I don't only apply it to things that white people say. So let's take okay. So let's take gangsta rap, for example. I could apply it to that. But that's not the topic here. It's not. So yeah, nevertheless.
So when the conversation about when it's about Nick Fuentes and the ideas of a Nick Fuentes, I think it's a little bit of a stretch because honestly, frankly, I think any idea can be ran to the point of we should kill everybody. I mean, if you like animals, eventually you'll get to the logic of, well, these niggas got to go. So I think it's a little bit of a cheap shot.
Huh?
I think you can take any I think you can take any argument and stretch it out to, well, why don't we just kill everybody? There's too much traffic. Why don't we just kill everybody? Not enough trees. Why don't we just kill everybody? Like, you can really do that with any logical argument.
Yeah. Okay. I'm failing to see where you're going with this. Okay,
well, I think it's only that extrapolation is only ever used to scare black people, and when it comes to something racist, it's only ever used to scare black people about racism, and that's what I'm like. No, you could run that logic to anything.
I understand, but what I just stated was I do run that logic with a great number of things. You see, here's the thing. Hood. Your argument isn't with me so much as it is with a typical pro-black person. Because you kind of came in like, oh, well, the pro-blacks did say this, or the black nationalists or the black separatists say this. Like, okay,
yeah, agree. You and I don't have a big beef.
Yeah, I am not them. Oh, but you don't say that about others, but I do. So you're kind of like up the wrong bush with this. What I'm saying, and I'll ask if you agree with this particular point, is MTR well within his right to disassociate with Pearl?
I think that question misses the point. Yeah. To directly answer your charge, yes, he's within his right, and that's not the point. It's sort of like the free speech argument. You're within your rights to say things, but if you say things wrong, if you say things just to be evil, then people are going to look at you like you're kind of abusing your right. And that's the situation I think MTR finds himself in. And frankly, I've made this kind of observation about blackness a while now. When I say you can do the black thing or you can do the right thing, MTR did the black thing.
Okay. So he did disassociate himself for whatever reason he chose. I feel that it was a valid reason given the circumstances. So, and this whole freedom of speech thing, I don't want to go off into a tangent, but try talking about communism in the 1920s and tell me how freedom of speech worked for you.
All right. I'm sitting there yawning.
That's a fair point. No, that's a fair point. But again, the argument, and it's not about freedom of speech. I'm just making a point that he made a choice, and choices have consequences, and they also are signifiers. So when you see the choices people make, you can kind of extrapolate information about them. And we all didn't expect MTR to just suddenly wave the pro-black flag. And that's kind of the weird thing about it. And so for her now, and this is what also makes it look interesting too, like, and Trey brought this up, when you literally, like, it's one thing to have a YouTube ally. There's a bunch of people I'm cool with on YouTube that haven't actually seen my face. So we don't have that level of bond of somebody who actually broke bread across the table. You met my family, you know my people. That's the more personal thing. And so now it becomes, so after meeting my family, after working with me, after being on the inside of my operation, you're now going to turn around and be like, I think this white girl's racist. Because the black people are mad, because the black people are getting lied to about me. It looks so crazy now.
Well, it's not really that he was saying that she was racist. He's saying that, the way she moved is not really, helpful to him. I'm paraphrasing, but he wasn't directly calling her a racist. He was really just saying, like, her actions are not one that he wants to be associated with anymore. But nevertheless, people, like, have you ever disassociated yourself with a friend?
Of course. Yeah. It happens, but I try. It tends to be, loyalty is a serious thing, I believe. I think when you put your loyalty on the table,
for whatever, I don't know if he put his loyalty on the table. I don't know if he bent the knee and said, I pledge myself to Pearly things. I don't think that's what happened. For y'all to say
that's not what I mean either.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, there wasn't an implicit loyalty that he's supposed to have to her, and we all have disassociated ourselves with friends in the past for a number of reasons. This is his reason, and I feel that it's just.
No, not yeah, and you're allowed that. But again, now everybody else is also allowed to be like, that's some, it's a bad move. You look weak, and it's also folding to the woke mob after you yourself accused other people of folding to the woke mob. It looks bad all around. This is why when they say you should never apologize to the mob. Yeah, you don't really gain much from it. In the long run, you probably lose more from it.
Okay, I mean, especially if you don't mean it. I mean, like if you apologize to a mob and you mean it, then you get the satisfaction of knowing that you apologized and you said something that you meant. If you are doing it with an agenda because you want to get something out of it, and you don't get that thing, then yeah, you probably shouldn't have done that.
That's really my argument. I think he just did it with the agenda of not losing aspects of his audience, and I understand that. He had to he made a financial business and brand assessment, but I really don't. When I listened to the words that was coming out of his mouth in his separating from Pearl video, it didn't even sound like him. So I think it was contrived. He put a dashiki on for the moment and then took it off and then went back to his regular content. I mean,
so yeah. You kind of sound like he was being phony. This is what I mean. It looks weird.
Yeah, that's my argument. But at the same time, okay, yeah, there's loyalty. There's obviously people I have certain loyalty with, but and I guess I probably gotta assess it differently because they did meet in person multiple times, broke bread, met his family, saw the inside. I mean, he met members of her family, saw inside of her operation. So yeah, he probably shouldn't have. Maybe he shouldn't have shitted on her, but still figure out a way to disassociate. But I understand this. It
wasn't just a disassociation, Bernard. He was making hit videos.
Yeah. He don't want to. Real quick, I just want to say.
I'm saying right now. What's the name of the hit video?
What's the name of the hit video?
Yeah, the hit video he did on Pearl. I'm curious.
I don't know the name of it off the top of my head.
I don't see any hit videos on Pearl. What's the hit video, please?
I think she showed it in the thing, but I don't remember the title of it. But
the thing. He put her in the thumbnail as if she was like a slave master or something.
Mm-hmm.
He put a
but
slave.
It's like,
yeah.
When you jump in on that kind of pylon after you've known me personally, it looks kind of bad. It looks like, there's some kind of disloyalty, backstabbery going on here. You could have at least talked to the person directly. And that's the point she was making in the clip. It's not like you're some random guy. It's like we kind of know each other. And so after knowing me, you're gonna go along with the mob who's calling me racist. That it looks bad. You know me personally, and now when an angry mob is accusing me of racism, you're siding with the angry mob accusing me of racism. And no, I'm not buying it.
So, dang, what was I saying? I'm still looking for the hit video. I mean, him disassociating with her is one thing. There wasn't a hit. That's what I was saying. Because y'all were saying that, if he wanted to disassociate with himself from her, then he should have called her. But according to him, he did call her.
I didn't say that.
It was implied by, I think it was you or Hood.
Hood. I think Hood said he could.
Okay, so
they know each other personally. Yeah.
So he did call her. He did call her and tell her, and he also spoke to his audience. Just like me. I told Obsidian privately, and then he made it public, so I decided to give my public perception of it.
Well, hold on a second. Now you're right. He did speak to her because Pearly made a short visual on the screen with some screenshots, right?
Mm-hmm. So I don't get.
Didn't he lie about not knowing what was going on? At that point, isn't that her putting him on blast? Like, bro, you knew about this. And then when your audience started to feel some type of way, you turned around and joined the mob that was calling me a racist. How does this not look crazy?
I didn't see that part. Did you, Bernard?
Yeah.
So,
that did happen. And I watched the video where I literally saw him on a live stream switching up when he saw the chat room. and then he went and
No,
did
no. What I mean was, did he know about the Nick Fluence's video before he did that live stream that you're referring to?
Oh no, that ain't what I saw, and I don't think that's what Hood was saying.
So, well, no, that's what you said that he knew
No, I
about
think
it.
that's exactly I think that's exactly what's going on here. Because remember, this video was old. This video with Nick Fuentes was at least a month old. And so in the meantime, after that had been filmed and canned, and she put it on her Patreon, she's now working with MTR. So all that stuff technically was old business by the time she's working with MTR. During the time she's working with MTR, it all comes out because of what's his name, the black guy, and he starts making these Just Pearly Things videos, and he's telling all the Manosphere about it. And so now at that moment, after you've been cool with her, you've been rocking out with her, you had a personal moment to decide whether or not she was good people, whether or not she moved in a way you wanted to do business with. You made that decision. You already decided she moved in the way that you could do business with. You did business with her. And only because of this, you side with the angry mob who's calling her a racist.
So, okay, I don't know what he knew. Yes, the video did come out a while before Jason Black made it. I didn't see the video. It is very possible and likely that MTR didn't see the video either. So there is that. And once again, this isn't about sticking up for MTR, just because he's MTR or anything like that. This is I think that the way he handled it is admirable. I think that, by getting on the thing and not going at Pearl, but rather just saying, I completely disassociate myself from her, and then sticking to that disassociation.
You got to watch that video. It wasn't just hey, I'm disassociating with Pearl. It's a bunch of nonsense going on. I don't want to be associated or attached to that, so I'm just separating myself. Nah, he kind of went in. He put on a dashiki and he went in. That happened. So,
okay, let's do that. Here's the link. Let's go over that.
No, I was about to get off the air. Real talk.
Okay,
this might be a two-parter. Goddamn.
Yeah, no, it ain't gonna be a two-parter. It won't be a two-parter. But no, I gotta get the hell up out of here. But shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate each and every one of you. Let me get through the super chats. As promised, I do read all super chats. So Still Post in the building, $2 super chat says, what group of people aren't racist? I think all groups of people got some tribalism in them, and it kind of is what it is. But Salty Balls in the building, $10 super chat, definitely appreciate that. Snuggles in the building says, play my music, I'm jealous.
Hi, I'm Snuggly.
Yeah, I didn't approve that message. Okay. Salty Balls in the building says, hood conservative working on a muffler on a muffler under a car. On a muffler under a car. Yeah, definitely. Marriage, Politics, and Sports said, Obsidian has Nick on today. I hate it when people super chat shit that will make somebody leave my show and go watch somebody else's show. If I wouldn't end in the stream, I'd be very upset with you. I wish, I wouldn't do that shit. Just be like, hey, damn angry man has President Trump on his show. Like, don't just come in my shit and super chat that. Don't just super chat that that O'Shea interviewing President Trump. Well, former President Trump. Don't do that. Anyway, Marriage, Politics, and Sports in the building says Obsidian has Nick on today, so the battle will rage on. I think MTR was wrong for admonishing JPT for having Nick on. I am sure no one could tell him who to have on. The rest will be silent on. I give him a piece on that. He got right to disassociate. I do think it was contrived and based on the mob and not based on some type of principles. But that's where I'm at with it. Other than that, MTR normally he makes very calculated moves and very rarely does anything that can get charged up as a mistake. But yeah, this was one where I side-eyed it just because on how I saw it play out. But Otis in the building says MTR disingenuous. That interview was up the same time he was on her show. It's He said he didn't have an issue until they started calling him a coon. I think it's possible he didn't know about the full video, but he at the part where she did try to call him on is that she was saying that, you know, she asked him, did you know about all those clips that were circulating? And he said yes, but then on another video he said he didn't know about those clips until they was telling him in the chat room or something like that. It was something weird, but either way it go, it was mob influence. Marriage, Politics, and Sports says, sorry about that. I didn't think about it until it was too late. Here is my penalty. Appreciate it. But, but no, you good. Everybody do that. But all right, we about to get up out of here. We about to.
I'm so fucking tired of this shit. Fuck this.
All right, just to let everybody know, I'm gonna go live after this. I'll put the link in there.
All right, cool. You got your link dropped in the chat. Okay, cool. Go head on over to GC. He's probably about to react directly to the MTR video where I don't know. Well, yeah, he's probably about to react right to that. Probably pick it up right where we left off. So go ahead and go over to GC's channel, check that out. And should be doing the show tonight, even though should be doing the show tonight. 8 p.m. ish. We'll see. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Peace. We are not quite all the way gone because let me see if there was see if anybody Cash App today. See if anybody Cash Apped. I don't know if it was Cash App. No, if it was just Super Chats today. Thank you everybody who supported the stream in any way, shape, or form. Appreciate you. With that said, we out of here. Peace. We gone.